news to you. It's like 8 seconds. I don't have a headset on. 6! Oh, jeez. And a very pleasant good evening, everyone. We do welcome you into P.O. Faulkner Park, where tonight we're getting ready for some Hornets baseball as the Blue Ridge Generals come to town for a matchup against the Hornby Hornets. We've got the action here on TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube, and Talk Radio WRNR. I'm Matt Miller. By my side is Matt Crawford. We've got Natalie Comer, who will be producing from on-site. John Alderton is our cameraman here at the ballpark, and Donald Kinney is our studio producer and engineer as we get you ready for what should be a good one here tonight and on a beautiful evening for baseball. Matt, the Generals, according to their Game Changer page, coming in at about 8-8 through 16 games on this COVID-shortened summer season, while the Hornets come in 14 wins and 5 losses, ready to play game number 20 of the season.
Yeah, and for the Hornets, it's been a season of trying to find the bats consistently. I think you look up and down their schedule at the games they've won, they've been able to put the bat on the ball, at least put the ball in play and make the other teams play defense, which we've seen throughout the summer is sometimes easier said than done, having sporadic practices and whatnot. So I think the key to the Hornets this year has been whether they can hit. When they've hit, it's been very productive, and they've hit the ball very, very well. When they haven't, it's been a case where it's been 3 or 4 hits throughout an entire ball game, if that. So it's just a matter of finding consistency in the last week of this season at the plate.
Well, one of the things that they have found, and that has been the solid pitching. Matt, let's look back through the weekend, as on Saturday it was a 2-0 win over the Antietam Generals, and then on Sunday a doubleheader sweep of Winchester Post, winning 1-0 and 9-1 in the 2 games that were shutouts. 3 different pitchers combined on 2 hitters in those 2 games, as Trevor Sharp had the complete game victory in that 2-0 win. And then you look at giving up just 1 run, as a couple of different pitchers gave up only 6 hits in allowing a run in Game 2 of that doubleheader sweep against Winchester Post. So the pitching certainly there over the weekend, and while the bats took a little while to get going, just 3 runs in 2 of those 3 games in the nightcap, those bats finally did come to life as the Hornets put up 9 runs in that 9-1 win. And with those 3 wins over the weekend, the Hornets have now won 5 straight, and 8 of their last 9. The only loss in the midst of those last 9 games, a 4-3 decision that came at Winchester back on July the 29th. Meanwhile, the Generals, they come in having dropped their last 2 games, including a 1-0 decision against the Winchester Renegades. They have dropped 3 of their last 4 with their only victory, a matchup against the Hedgesville Ballers 18U team. That came back on July 28th, scored an 8-1 victory in that one. But, Matt, you look at the 3 losses in the last 4 games, and they likewise have had some troubles being able to get runs across. In fact, being shut out in those 3 games, 10-0, 1-0, and 3-0.
Getting runs across the plate, it's a game of baseball, right?
That's it.
Odds are you're not going to get that 1-0 game, and the Hornets were lucky over the weekend with that, or the last time out with that, getting that 1-0 win. But you got to score runs. It's key to really any sport in general. If you got to points, runs, whatever it is, you ain't scoring, you ain't winning.
Well, right now it is the Generals who have taken to the field, getting in some infield warm-up. We'll wait and see if the Hornets will follow or if they will be ready to jump right on the field. We had a scheduled 7 o'clock first pitch, and we should be right around that or maybe even a few minutes late, depending. We'll take a break, and on the other side, we'll talk a little about these lineups. And this is Summer League baseball at its best, right? We'll tell you about a unique feature in the Generals lineup coming up after this. Let's take a 2-minute timeout back at the studio and then return to P.O. Faulkner Park, where you are listening to and watching Hornby Hornets baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Howdy, cowpokes. Do your business cards look like they were designed by a coat roper? Well, this cowboy knows the advantage of dealing with folks the old-fashioned way. When you order printed material on the internet, you're stuck with what you get. But when you need printed material to look just right, you want to deal with folks you know. And that's what you'll find at Panhandle Printing and Design. Local folks that have been delivering results for years. They can help with everything from design to production of stationery envelopes, business cards, invitations, vinyl signs, banners, vehicle wraps, and a lot more. They can answer all your printing questions, and you can call them on the phone or hop on your horse and go see them, because they're your one-stop printing shop where they have something for everyone. Panhandle Printing and Design at 124 North Maple Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-267-7400. You can even find them online, too, if you want to. If you need printed materials, don't deal with some city slicker you'll never meet. Trust the folks at Panhandle Printing and Design.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
We welcome you back into P.O. Faulkner Park, getting ready for tonight's Hornets baseball action as they entertain the Blue Ridge Generals. Matt, as we take a look at the starting lineups, the lineup cards just being exchanged by our managers with our umpires, we see a unique feature in that Generals lineup.
11 hitters. They're going with 2 extra hitters tonight. It's the old beer league softball rules here at P.O. Faulkner.
Well, we pause here for the playing of the national anthem. Let's hit that crowd mic and join in. Just about ready for the action. Let's take a look at those starting lineups. Matt, it will be awkward. Just think, if you go 3 up, 3 down through the first, second, and third, we'll go to the top of the fourth saying it's the 10, 11, and 1 hitters due to the plate for the Blue Ridge Generals. Something you don't hear often, right?
Not really often at all in the game of baseball. I'm trying to remember the last time I was involved in a game that had more than 9 hitters. I mean, every now and again you get that 10th in a rare tournament or something that you could have using 1 extra hitter, but 11 is a little unique. But, that's really this COVID summer. And that really sums up, hey, we're out here. We only get so many games. We're trying to get a lot of these kids that either got a shortened college season or no high school season to just get at bats, and time is slowly running out on games. I know this is the last week for the Hornets. I don't know if it's the last week for the Generals or not, but it's Summer League baseball. Get them at bats.
It is the last week. I talked with Coach Smith and asked him what they had next. They're playing in a tournament this weekend in Bridgeport, West Virginia. That will wrap things up, he said, for only a few weeks, and then they're coming back and actually playing some fall ball, so there will be some more baseball for some of these Generals guys down the road. But as he mentioned, when I asked, are you seriously batting 11? I want to make sure I'm reading that right. And he said, yeah, we figured it was a little easier to just go ahead and stick them in the lineup than to try to rotate guys in and out. Let's take a look at those lineups. Matt, what do you got?
Leading off for the Generals will be Trevor Wright. He's playing center field. Colby Childs is on the mound batting second. John Torrey is catching batting third. Jack Taylor is in left in that cleanup spot. Cayman Gonzalez is playing shortstop, batting fifth. Batting sixth, playing third base, is Luke Lyman. Reagan Ollinger is playing second base. He's batting seventh. And eighth, it's Riley Vadas, is I believe what we're going with. We don't have an exact pronunciation, but that's what we're going with for the evening.
Vadaszz.
So we're going with Vadas or Vadas.
Vadas?
Vadas,
Sure.
Vadas. He is one of the extra hitters. First baseman hitting ninth is Matt Williams. Playing the second extra hitter is Mason LaFollette. He is batting 10th, and batting 11th is right fielder Will Ricketts. For the Hornby Hornets, on the mound right now getting in his warm-up pitches is Dylan McCartney. In the leadoff spot is designated hitter Ben Bartles, playing a true DH tonight, hitting for Dylan McCartney. Hitting second is Trey Sign. He's playing shortstop. Third is catcher Brady Weaver. Mason Lance in the cleanup spot, playing first base. Right fielder Tyler Gilpin will hit fifth. In center field batting sixth is Thomas Butka. In left field batting seventh is Ryan Fry. Hitting eighth in the order is third baseman Caleb Horner. And rounding out your batting order, the Hornets only hitting 9 tonight is Chase Anderson, and he will play second. And we are just about underway here for ball one inside. First pitch at 7:03.
Yeah, that first pitch a little up and into Trevor Wright. Wright with a 4.14 average so far on this summer. Pops this one up. Got jammed on the pitch and pops it towards the second baseman. Chase Anderson, just a few steps to his right, able to pull that one in. 2 pitches into the game. Dylan McCartney has his first out.
And, Matt, a unique situation for Dylan McCartney. We usually see him in the late relief or closer role, getting the nod from pitching coach John Lowry Jr. tonight to get the start on the bump.
Brings to the plate Colby Childs. Base is empty. 1 down in this top of the first. He swings and bounces that first pitch foul in behind home plate. McCartney has been solid on this summer. 9 games that he has pitched in. This will be his 10th, and his ERA at 2.19 has allowed 3 earned runs, 4 total runs on 7 hits in 12 1/3 innings, 8 walks, but also 18 strikeouts. Here's a swing and a foul. Back to the screen. Count to Colby Childs at 0-2. Trip Tobin has just sent a text message. It has an image, and so I'm wondering, okay, we've got that one. That is the card for Blue Ridge. Wanted to make sure there wasn't a lineup change. As the 0-2 pitch, Childs will send the other way. A line drive base hit into right field. Takes a hop off the glove of Tyler Gilpin a little to his left, but he gets it in quickly. Childs has himself a 1-out single.
Yeah, just trying to protect. There were 2 strikes. Was a little bit late, but was able to drive one into the gap over the second baseman. Good piece of hitting, just trying to protect. Ended up getting on base.
So it brings to the plate number 3 hitter, starting catcher John Torre. Torre. First pitch swinging. Comes up empty. That is strike 1. Good high fastball.
I think he's related to Joe.
I don't know.
There's any relation there?
That is a famous baseball name.
Longtime successful manager for the New York Yankees, amongst others.
And now in the Major League Baseball front office. 0-1 pitch down low. 1 ball and 1 strike to
First time
Torre.
that McCartney's missed the zone so far in this one.
Toss over to first. That ball getting away from Mason Lance into foul territory down the line, and quickly getting over Chase Anderson, the second baseman, the first one there, able to get to it and make sure that Colby Childs did not try to take third base. He will advance to second on the errant throw to first.
I think if this is a high school season, Childs may be getting screamed at from the dugout. He kind of casually jogged to second base. I think if he's got the wheels on rolling to second base, he can make a turn there and possibly get 2 out of that pass ball. That was deep down that fence.
Well, we do have a courtesy runner or pinch runner that has moved in. Must be courtesy runner because Colby Childs will be pitching. And so now we have Matt Sipe, who is taking over running out at second base. So John Torre steps back in, awaiting a 1-1 pitch. Now a runner in scoring position after the throwing error. He fouls that 1-1 out of play down the right field line. Now with a ball and 2 strikes.
Now, one thing you know you're going to get from Dylan McCartney is a heavy dose of fastballs.
Yep.
He trusts the fastball. It works. A lot of times, which is what makes him a very successful guy coming in late relief or a closed situation. He's got a lot of zip on that fastball. And every now and again you'll see him change it up, but he is fastball heavy.
1-2 pitch, swing, and a miss. Nice job by Brady Weaver grabbing that one right off the top of the dirt. He kind of popped that glove up to show plate umpire Jeff King that it did not get to the dirt. Torrey down on strikes for the second out.
I think that was a case where he went with a little bit more of a changeup. Didn't look like it had a whole lot of break to it, just a little bit off speed of what his normal fastball is. Changing speeds up just a little bit. First strikeout of the game for him.
Good job working down low to get that strikeout as well. Brings up Jack Taylor in the cleanup spot, the left fielder taking that first pitch. That one in there for a strike. Left-hand batter with an open stance. Awaits that 0-1 delivery. McCartney looks at the runner at second. Here's the pitch, high and outside. Count evens now at 1 ball, 1 strike. We mentioned Jeff King behind the plate. Woody Beasley is our umpire on the bases. We'll see him in that TV shot right in behind the mound with that runner at second base. The 1-1 is due. Here he comes, fouled out of play along the third base side. Now with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Decent crowd on hand for this one on a Tuesday night. The next to last game of the season for the Hornby Hornets. They're scheduled to host Romney on Thursday to close it out.
A big weather pending next to that game.
Yes, the 1-2 pitch slowly rolled foul up the first base line. It will stay in foul territory, and the count holds at 1-2.
But I have no doubt that the grounds crew here will get that game in if possible.
It's funny, I got the text message back and forth with Tripp. I think you were a part of that as well, as he mentioned, hey, we have been able to get 2 final games coming up, Tuesday, Thursday, gave us the opponents, and of course Romney being the opponent coming up on Thursday in that season finale. 1-2 pitch on the way, again fouled out of play down the third base line. And I said, does that make that the area championship? Because if they were still in Legion play,
yeah.
And that's what he said, yes, it's the 2020 COVID-19 area championship. I asked him if he had a trophy for that. We talked about maybe
it's a mask.
Bronzing a mask like they used to do with baby shoes back in the day. Off-speed pitch to Taylor. He is fighting up there as he fouls that one to the backstop, and the count holds at 1-2. He just keeps fouling pitches away. Taylor proven to be a tough out. He's done it all season, a .448 average. 13 hits in 29 at bats, no homers, 9 driven in. On-base percentage up to .556 as he's added 6 base on balls, and I had a hit by pitch now. Taylor taking that one as McCartney just trying to find something in his arsenal to be able to get the out, and had a pitch get away from it.
Just trying to paint the inside corner a little bit and just went a little too far inside. That fastball felt nice on the back.
Yeah. So Taylor heads to first, puts runners at first and second with 2 away, brings up Camion Gonzalez. Shortstop number 5 hitter in the order, and he fouls the first pitch back. That is strike 1. Gonzalez should be familiar with Dylan McCartney.
Yeah, teammates down in Shenandoah Junction.
And both members of the Jefferson Cougar team under legendary head coach John Lowry Sr.
He's won a few games. Just a couple.
McCartney with that 0-1. Here it comes. And that pitch, a fastball high and outside, 1-1. His son, John Lowry Jr., pitching coach for these Hornby Hornets. Tripp Tobin is the manager. Ethan Greenfield in that dugout as one of the coaches as well. The 1 ball, 1 strike pitch due, 2 outs, 2 on. No score, top of the first inning. McCartney to the plate, and that fastball's inside. Gonzalez jackknifes out of the way as that one went right by his midsection through to the backstop and advances the base runners as Matt Sipe, the courtesy runner, moves to third. Jack Taylor goes to second. It's got to be a wild pitch that far inside. I don't know if it crossed up Weaver. Never really got the glove up towards it. The runners advance, 2 in scoring position now with 2 outs, and the count at 2 balls and a strike on Gonzalez.
Was able to get 2 outs was McCartney within the first 9 pitches, and has just struggled to get that punch out.
And this one is punched down the first base line and just foul. That one in on his hands just a little bit. Gonzalez able to fight it off and put it over the head of Mason Lance, the first baseman. He had no opportunity. The only hope was that it went foul, and it was foul only by a foot or 2.
That hit off the bat looked like it was going to be had Bermuda Triangle written all over it. Just tailed a little bit foul. Again, not by more than a foot.
So the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And McCartney a pitch away from being able to get out of the inning without giving up a run. A single and a hit by pitch. There's been an error and a wild pitch / passed ball in there. Off-speed pitch on the 2-2. Gonzalez fouls it away. We'll do it again. That one off the end of the bat, rolling over towards the backstop. Nice job as Gonzalez waited on that curveball.
Yeah, the 4 or 5 hitters in this lineup showing they can protect the plate when necessary.
Yeah, a ton of pitches by McCartney.
The power section of the lineup proving they have good discipline, too.
Oh, good fastball just off that outside corner. Gonzalez with a swing and a miss. Down on strikes on that beautiful 2-2 pitch. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Dylan McCartney. Gets into a jam, but able to get out of it. Stranding base runners at second and third. We are through a half of an inning, and we will take a 60-second break. On the other side of the break, the Hornets come to the plate. It's the Blue Ridge Generals, nothing, and your Hornets coming to bat.
Law Enforcement Live airs daily only on TV 10.
I was asking if you had anything else to stab me. You could get it. Hold your head.
That's not what the media makes it to be. We're here to help. I like what I do.
The following scene contains graphic content some viewers may find upsetting.
Stand back. It's sad.
New episodes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Want to do it? Go through it. You're going to like it.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. No score as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Ben Bartles, Trey Sign, Brady Weaver in the top of the Hornet order, facing Colby Childs, getting in his warm-up tosses. Matt, we talked about the final 2 games of the regular season this week for the Hornets. The Generals wrapping up the summer session this weekend, just this game, and then moving into games down in Bridgeport over the weekend. And they're taking a little time off before getting into some fall ball. Could be the last opportunity to broadcast for a while, now that we see the news that came out yesterday, was taken back yesterday, and then put back out today.
Don't you love the world of 24-hour media?
That the Big Ten is actually going to postpone all fall sports, including football, looking to do it in the spring, and shortly after, as we expected, the Pac-10. You got the 3-hour time difference. You know, they're out on the West Coast. Pac-12, pardon me. They used to be 10. And they've decided to follow suit. So the Big Ten and the Pac-12.
Which the Big Ten is really the Big 14.
Yeah, I know. None of it makes sense anymore. But that's 2 Power 5 conferences that have said they are not playing. Last we heard, ACC, SEC said, hey, we're continuing with our schedule as we have it right now and waiting for word from the Big 12, their ADs and presidents meeting today. Ben Bartles standing in, takes the first pitch from Childs, a little up and away. Next delivery. Inside, part of the plate about letter high, taken for a called strike, now 1-1.
Those listening on radio that maybe were expecting the Washington Nationals game were preempting that with local coverage, and the Nats hold a 1-0 lead early against the Mets on a Trey Turner home run.
The 1-1 pitch, a breaking pitch, snapping down across that inside corner for a strike. Now 1-2 to Bartles. Turner had a home run yesterday as the Nats broke out the bats in a big 16-4 win over the Mets. Swinging away, here's a ground ball towards the shortstop. Over in the hole, Gonzalez has it. Throw to first and not in time. Ben Bartles on a 1-2 pitch, hit it in the hole. Circling around that one was Camian Gonzalez. Really did all he could do.
And I think you said it, Part, when he circled around it, I thought, okay, there's no way that Bartles isn't going to beat this out. It's just going to take Gonzalez too long to get to the baseball. You know he's got a strong arm at short, as we've seen him not only this summer, but again down at Jefferson. You knew he had the arm strength, but I thought the longer route he had to take to the baseball was going to be the difference between an out and, or no, they are calling him safe at first.
Yeah, he was safe at
first.
first.
I thought I saw the out signal. Never mind, then I take back my comment.
Ben Bartles aboard at first on the infield single. Trey Sign at the plate. Quick toss over. Bartles regains his lead, and now the pitch to the plate down low and blocked nicely by John Torre, keeping that one right at his feet and holding the runner. A ball and no strikes now to Trey Sign. We know you got up at 4 this morning.
Yeah. I'm not. That ain't an excuse.
Your eyes
out and safe is pretty standard when it comes to baseball. That was just a flop on my part.
Swing and a miss at the 1-0 count, now 1-1. I remember a story from back in, I think it was late 70s, early 80s, of a manager telling the story of having to go out to argue a call out at second base because the umpire yelled the word safe but threw up his fist at the same time, and the base runner kind of stood there swinging at the 1-1. It's a slow roller towards the second baseman. First baseman was moving over, trying to cut it off. It's under his glove. Second baseman Ullinger picks it up. No chance to get it to Childs, the pitcher, covering, and Sign reaches on what will be another infield base hit, and the Hornets haven't gotten it out of the infield, but still have runners at first and second.
Just about getting on base, right? Doesn't matter how you get there. Hit them where they ain't.
He has a little cue ball off the end of the bat. Had some funky spin on it. Sign with very good speed. Getting down the line, and there's runners at first and second for Brady Weaver. So anyway, the runner was staying, kind of like, well, what do I do? You know, the manager comes out. Apparently he was clearly safe the way that the play had played out, and so the manager is fussing as Brady Weaver stands in and takes a pitch high. And the umpire, according to the manager, basically said, look, I know he was safe. You know he was safe, but 20,000 people think he was out. He's out because the sign that he gave was out. Didn't matter what he said. Weaver swinging through a breaking pitch, apparently did not make contact. The ball goes through John Torre, the catcher, to the backstop, and the runners move up as Bartles goes to third, Sign to second.
He never made contact. He swung right through it, a pitch that he was on top of. I'm not sure whether that swing, the late swing, messed with Torre's vision, but one that he probably should have been able to keep in front of him.
Now the 1-1 strike delivery. Hit high and deep down the left field line. Plenty of distance for a home run, but foul.
Just turns into a long strike, too.
Yeah. It also turns into a reminder to Colby Childs, do not put that fastball on that inside part of the plate again. Yeah, Weaver really turned on that one. 1-2 delivery. Here it comes. Looked like he took a little something off. It stayed up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You could tell he was trying to go back for that inner third again, though.
Yeah. Working the inside part, trying to maybe get in on the hands of Weaver. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. Fastball popped up, foul, out of play first base side, and we'll do it again. Nice at bat for Brady Weaver. 4 hits in 13 at bats on the summer, according to the stat sheet that I am looking at. It says no homers and 4 driven in, but I could swear he had a home run in a game earlier this year. Here's a pitch on the inside corner taken for a called strike 3. That 2-2 coming in towards him, and Weaver expected it to miss inside. He kind of spun out of the way. Our plate umpire Jeff King rings him up.
Yeah, not sure if that one had late movement, but Weaver had bailed out of the way. The back was to the plate by the time that ball hit the catcher's mitt. Must have had some late movement or just a little too anxious there at the plate for Brady Weaver, thinking that one was coming inside.
Big strikeout for Colby Childs, 1 down. Runners at second and third. Mason Lance, first pitch swinging, lifts it in the air into right field. That is Will Ricketts ranging over towards the line, reaches out, tries to backhand. May have nicked the end of his glove. He'll have to grab it as Lance goes into second. He'll get there standing, and 2 runs cross the plate as Bartles comes in from third, Sign from second, and the Hornets take an early 2-0 lead.
And Mason Lance, you see the power right there, hitting one to the opposite field. A little late on that one. The ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. It looked like Will Ricketts a couple different times was getting ready to camp underneath the baseball in right field. Ended up going right past his outstretched glove.
So 2 runs batted in for Lance on a double with 1 out in the inning. Puts the Hornets up by a 2-0 score, and Lance just continues to drive them in. 21 runs driven in on the season. Tyler Gilpin, first pitch swinging, sends one on the ground the other way. That one into shallow right field. Ricketts grabs it, fires through to the plate, and not in time as Mason Lance got a good jump from second and was able to round third and score on the RBI base hit from Tyler Gilpin. Now 3-0 Hornets.
It's only 1 down in the inning. Other than the one hit pretty sharply by Mason Lance. It's been a lot of small ball so far here. A couple infield singles. That one by Tyler Gilpin, again, just going the opposite way and sending one in the gap between first and second. Nothing special, just playing station-to-station baseball.
Yeah, Childs has to feel a little snake bit. He's made some good pitches, got some ground balls, but couldn't get early outs. And now 3 runs have crossed. A runner at first, 1 out in the inning. Thomas Budka to the plate and takes strike 1. Good pitch there on that outer edge. Well, you talked about the Hornets trying to get some consistency with the bats. Coming off a 9-run performance in a 9-1 win in Game 2 of a doubleheader Sunday. Picking up where they left off. Pitch to the plate, runner on the move. The throw down not in time. Tyler Gilpin has the stolen base. Count moves to no balls and 2 strikes on Thomas Budka. Another run in scoring position. Good throw there from Torre. That was a pretty good jump and lead by Gilpin at first. Budka steps back in, swings through the breaking pitch, and down on just 3 pitches. Second strikeout in the inning for Childs. 2 down as Ryan Fry makes his way to the batter's box. 3-0 the Hornet lead, bottom half of inning number 1. Another run in scoring position at second with 2 away as Ryan Fry digs in. He's got a hit in 5 at-bats on the season and may have another since this one on a line into center field, and a backhand diving grab made by Trevor Wright. He robs Ryan Fry of an RBI base hit.
That was a fantastic catch, but not only to get to the baseball, but be able to control it, going through almost like a receiver having to dive and make a catch. Had to cradle that on his way down and brace for impact. Great catch in center field by Trevor Wright.
Absolutely. That will keep at least 1 run off the board for the Hornets, but they do put 3 up. A 2 RBI double from Mason Lance, an RBI single from Tyler Gilpin, scoring 3 in the inning, and at the end of 1, we take a 60-second break with the Hornets on top of Blue Ridge 3-0. Wow.
Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring has restored hardwood floors and solid premier flooring in this area for over 25 years, providing a wide range of services, including floor sanding and refinishing and floor coverings. When you're looking for reliable professional flooring services from a company you can trust, you can count on us. Schedule a visit to our well-stocked showroom today, then get a free estimate on your flooring project.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Then comes 7-8, and that will be followed by 9, 10, and 11 in the 11-man batting order today for the Blue Ridge Generals. Lyman playing third base. In the right-hand batter's box, swings at the first pitch, sends it out of play down the right field line for strike 1. Dylan McCartney back out there in the first inning, 22 pitches, 16 for strikes. Did not allow a run, gave up a hit. There was an error, hit a batter as well. Here's a pitch, hit over the head of the pitcher on a line, played on a bounce near the second base bag by the second baseman, but Chase Anderson, as he plants and throws, can't get enough on it to get Lyman, who got down the line well, and he legs it out for an infield base hit.
Chase Anderson had a double clutch at second base. He got over there in enough time, turned towards first quick enough, but just had to reach in that glove a second time to make sure he had a good grip on the baseball. I think that was the difference there.
Brings to the plate Ryan Ollinger. Second
Is that like
baseman.
Reagan? Ollinger?
I'm sorry, Reagan. I didn't even get up at 4. I just can't read my own writing. That's an E and a G, not an A and a Y. First pitch to Reagan Ollinger, down low, bounces away from Brady Weaver, and Lyman takes second base.
We do have a defensive switch this inning. Tyler Gilpin, who started in right, switched with Ryan Fry, who started in left.
Nice.
They just wanted, that was the reasoning from Tripp Tobin was, they just wanted to switch spots.
So Fry is now in right. Gilpin is now in left. See if that lasts the entire game. Here's a high chopper over the head of the pitcher, gloved by the shortstop charging, and Trey Sign throwing on the run in time. Gets Reagan Ollinger for the first out of the inning. Luke Lyman, with that play in front of him and how high that ball bounced, had an easy opportunity to take third, and he does.
It's a good job by Trey Sign, timing those bounces perfectly and making a good strong throw on the run. Good stretch by Mason Lance, one down, but just 90 feet away from getting back within 2 runs are the Generals.
Brings up our first extra hitter, and the first pitch to Riley Vadaz, missing down low for ball 1. That's Vadaz. Ding! Stealing that one from the Nationals, who are playing right now against the Mets. We'll keep you up on how that game's playing out. Good hard fastball from Dylan McCartney. Vadaz with a swing and a miss, 1-1. Lyman at third, representing the first run of the game for the Generals, trailing 3-0 as they bat in the top of the second. McCartney with another good fastball, but this one up and in. Now 2-1 to Vadaz. First baseman Matt Williams due next, then Mason LaFollette and Will Ricketts. 2-1 on the way, right down the middle, taken for a strike. Now at 2-2. Looking down the lineup for the name of Vadaz and not really seeing that name in the lineup or the stat sheet so far this season for the Generals. A wave and a miss at a 2-2 breaking pitch that worked down and away from the right-hand batter. Vadaz down on strikes, third strikeout for McCartney, 2 outs in the inning. And now it brings up Matt Williams. Williams, good size. Tall and lean in that right-hand batter's box. Takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Good late movement on that pitch.
We've seen Jeff King give a couple inches off the plate on each end. Been pretty consistent so far, though. Yep. As long as it stays consistent, you know where the zone is.
Just off the outside corner on that fastball. It's 1-1. Brady Weaver tried to hold that one there, but Jeff King did not give him that pitch.
That one didn't look like it painted the black on the outside corner from our angle. Maybe just a little too far off the plate.
It may be. 1-1 delivery, down and in, 2 balls and a strike. A runner at third now with 2 outs in the inning. The Generals left runners at second and third in that first. So they've missed on some scoring opportunities. 2-1 pitch fouled to the backstop just above our position. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matt Williams listed in the stat sheet 2 different times, so 6 hits in 26 at-bats on this summer season. Looks at a breaking pitch here. Good eye as that one missed down low for ball 3. Had the plate, but I think down below the knees.
It was close. I think on 2 strikes, that's one you got to try to protect on. But Mr. Williams, better eye than I have.
Now that 3-2, here it comes. Breaking pitch grounded back up the middle past the pitcher. Diving, the shortstop sign cannot get to it. Beyond his reach and into center field, and Matt Williams on a 3-2 delivers an RBI base hit to center. A clutch 2-out hit scoring Lyman from third, putting Blue Ridge on the board, now trailing by a 3-1 score.
Good job just protecting a full count, just trying to make sure that you're not going down swinging, put the ball in play. Williams did a good job sending it right up the middle. Great effort by Trey Sign at shortstop, trying to keep that in front.
That brings up Mason LaFollette, our second extra hitter. So technically he's now the 10th man in the order, and he takes strike 1. LaFollette, a right-hand hitter. On the hill, McCartney, a right-hand pitcher. This pitch in on his hands, bounces it on the right side of the infield. It's going to get past the second baseman, Anderson. Lance, who was holding the runner on at first, made an initial move like he was going to get the baseball, thought it was too far away from him. He retreated towards first, and Anderson just could not get there. LaFollette has an opposite field single.
And that's such a tough play for a first baseman. You got to try to figure out, number one, is the pitcher going to be able to get over? Where is he at? Number two, is that the second? Is that going to be a much easier play for the second baseman to make? And Mason Lance doing what a lot of first basemen do, taking that one step over and then coming to the realization, hey, that's probably the second baseman's ball, and just a little too late getting over for Chase Anderson.
So some 2-out lightning as they now have 2-1 with a run in, and Will Ricketts the batter, and he takes a breaking pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Next pitch, bounced foul in behind the plate. Another breaking pitch from McCartney. So back-to-back curveballs, if you will. Normally delivering that steady diet of fastballs. Ricketts fighting that one off, but is down in the count 0-2. Crowds the plate just a little bit in that left-hand batter's box. That 0-2 delivery, fastball high, bounces in and out of the catcher's mitt of Brady Weaver. Not far enough for runners to advance. They will stay at first and second.
And that's one Weaver's got to squeeze. Goes that deep into your glove. You don't want to get two guys in scoring position with 2 outs and give an opportunity to tie this ball game up. Got to watch that one all the way in.
The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. A swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by him, and the strikeout ends the inning. 2 Ks in this inning for Dylan McCartney, who has struck out 2 in each of the first 2 at-bats for Blue Ridge. But the Generals do get on the board an infield single, and a little while later a RBI single with 2 outs from Matt Williams. Plates a run, and as we go to the bottom half of inning number 2, we'll take a 60-second break and then come back where the Hornets lead the Generals 3-1.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Back again here at P.O. Faulkner Park, up in the press box, Aaron Byler, the head coach of Martinsburg High School baseball, the grounds crew chief here at P.O. Faulkner Park, does it all and shaking his head at the 11-man batting order, something that I don't think he can quite get used to. You don't see that during the regular high school season, but here
you don't see it hardly anywhere.
Well, I was going to say, in this COVID summer where it's kind of, hey, let's just see what we can do to get some games in and get some at-bats for guys. Hey, we're seeing some unusual things. We saw that kind of stuff go on in spring training 2.0 on the major league level.
Yeah.
I remember listening to the final tune-up before the regular season opener and when the Nationals were facing the Orioles and, somebody came up that wasn't even in the order and first pitch to Caleb Horner up and in and hits him as we get this bottom of the second inning underway. Ouch. Horner stepping in, and that first pitch from Colby Childs a little high and tight. Horner doesn't seem any the worse for wear as he went down. Looked like that one may have caught him in the shoulder. So a runner at first for Chase Anderson. But anyway, then the guy that came up next was the guy that was in the order as the Nationals broadcasters were talking about how the managers were just trying to get guys in maybe in certain situations and that sort of thing. So even at the big league level, we've seen some unique things. Chase Anderson takes ball 1. Number 9 hitter in the Hornet order with no extra hitters tonight. Bats with a runner at first, swings and grounds it slowly towards the shortstop. Coming in on it, Gonzalez goes to second for 1. Relay the first and not in time to turn the double play. That's a nice play by Gonzalez to get it to Reagan Ollinger at second just to get the lead runner.
Yeah, it's a tougher play than it looks, having to turn back across his body to throw back to second base. Almost able to turn the double play, but Chase Anderson with some good speed in that number 9 spot in the order.
Fielder's choice goes 6-4. Horner is erased at second. So Anderson now stretches out his lead at first, held on there by Matt Williams. With 1 away, back to the top of the order, and Ben Bartles had an infield base hit and scored a run his first time up, and he takes a pitch outside, ball 1. 3-1, the Hornets lead, bottom half of inning number 2, game scheduled to go 7. All in all, not a bad evening for some baseball. Humidity's down in the 50% range. Swinging away, Bartles sends the 1-0 into the gap in right center field. That ball carrying, but the center fielder able to move over and make the play. Trevor Wright showing some range to his left as he ran that one down, holding Anderson at first. Now 2 outs in the inning.
And that's a tough play for Trevor Wright in center field because he's working against the shadows now. He's starting in center field, and he's starting in an area of center field that still has a little bit of sun left. Then he's going into a shadow, then back into the sun a couple different times, the way the tree line's working here. So that ball's going in and out of sunlight the entire time he's tracking. That's a good job in center field.
Trey Sign, the batter, runner on the move with a pitch to the plate, and the throw down is in time to get him.
No, it's not.
No, the ball got away.
Could not hold on to it.
Yeah, he had him dead to rights. That is for sure, as the nice throw from Torre was right there. Don't know if it got kicked out on the slide from Anderson, but Gonzalez unable to hang on to it. And Anderson will be at second base as Trey Sign will await an 0-1 pitch.
Great throw by Torre. We've seen a couple of them so far in this one. Good arm behind the plate.
And Gilpin did get a stolen base in the first, but that was a good throw then. This throw was right on the money, but did not get him. Sign gets out of the way of one that misses inside. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. Sign reached on an infield single and scored back in that first inning. He's up with 2 outs. And now a runner in scoring position at second base. Here comes the pitch off speed, popped up into shallow left field, charging on it the left fielder. Will play it on a bounce. Lyman's going to fire through to the plate. Here comes the runner, and the ball bounces off the mitt of Torre through to the backstop, and Chase Anderson slides in safely, and the Hornets get that run back that they gave up in the top of the second, and now push the lead to 4-1.
And Trey Sign just golfing that one a little bit. Just barely getting that one off the end of the bat, but looping it into left field. That was a good play by Jack Taylor not to try to come in and make a very tough play to catch the baseball. Kept a foot back, got it on the bounce. It was a good throw. Just you saw the speed coming around to Chase Anderson to score.
Colby Childs has to just feel like, what do I have to do to get out of an inning? He's made some good pitches, but the Hornets have been able to get the barrel on it and find some holes, whether it's been in the infield or the outfield. First pitch to Brady Weaver, knee-high fastball on the outside corner for a strike. I mean, honestly, when you look at Childs' numbers right now, I mean, he really hasn't pitched that poorly. It's just been a matter of the Hornets finding the holes. 0-1 delivery, off-speed, ripped on a line, but foul down into that left field corner.
And Brady Weaver has put a charge into 2 baseballs tonight. Both of them have gone foul. That was a rope down the left field line.
Yes, first time up he had what would have been a home run and then some. It's 305 down the lines here at P.O. Faulkner Park. That one went 360 plus, but was well foul. This one he hit probably just as hard, but didn't get the height on it. That was just a solid line drive. If that one would have been down, it would have been extra bases and another run on the board. Brady Weaver awaits that 0-2. Here it comes, in on his hands, fouls it to the netting above us. We'll do it again, 0-2 the count. Weaver trying to bounce back from a strikeout, looking at a 2-2 pitch in his first at bat. Sign gets a single, goes to second on the throw through to the plate. So you're looking at 4 singles and 1 double so far in the first 2 at-bats for this Hornets lineup. Here's a swing and 1 hit into center field. Moving back on it and over to his right is Trevor Wright. He'll get there in time to make the catch, and the side is retired. The damage is done, though. A hit by pitch, a fielder's choice, and then an RBI single with 2 outs for Trey Sign puts another run on the board for the Hornets. We'll head to the 3rd inning after this 60-second break. It is the Hornets 4, the Blue Ridge Generals 1.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out of there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
We go to the top half of inning number 3. It's a 4-1 lead for the Hornets. We've got Donald Kenny as our studio engineer and producer. Natalie Comer, our on-site TV producer. John Alderton running the camera. I'm Matt Miller, and turning it over for the play-by-play as we head to this top of the third to Matt Crawford.
Thank you, Matt. It was no runs in the top of the first for the Generals, a 3-spot in the bottom of the first for the Hornets when they took the 3-0 lead. The Generals did get one back in the top of the second, but the bottom of the second came around, and it was stretched back out to a 3-run lead for the Hornets, 4-1 as we enter the top of inning number 3. Dylan McCartney still on the mound for the Hornets. We're back to the top of the lineup for the Generals. It is Trevor Wright standing in. First pitch to him high inside, ball 1.
One thing is for sure, both of these pitchers tonight are working the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, there's not been a shortage of chin music so far in this one. Is that 1-0 above the letters? This time off the plate, ball 2.
You know, sometimes guys don't like to, use that inside part of the plate for that fear of hitting a batter. These guys have had none of that.
That 2-0 misses low and away, 3-0 the count now to Trevor Wright.
So far, no walks for McCartney, but he had hit a batter.
Until now.
There you go.
There's a 4-pitch walk. A leadoff walk here in the third. Trevor Wright finds himself standing on first base.
Second inning in a row in which the leadoff batter has reached for the Generals. It was an infield single from Luke Lyman in that second inning, and he came around to score their only run on the board.
Colby Childs stands in. Long pause on the mound for McCartney. Here comes that first pitch. This one lifted deep into center field. Butka going to go back closer to the wall, and he's going to watch that one bounce off the wall. It's going to be extra bases for Childs. Going to third base and holding at third is Trevor Wright. But now 2 runners in scoring position. No outs here in the top of the third on a ball hit very well off the bat of Colby Childs.
Yeah, that had double all over it when it came off the bat. The only question, could Butka get there? And as he got to that warning track, could feel that wall coming, held up just a little bit, and it ended up hitting, about halfway up that wall, and then bounced right back to him. Butka able to play the carom and get it back in and make sure that run didn't score.
See, I had a different thought process. I knew it was a sure double. I was wondering if that ball was going to stay in the yard or not. I didn't think that, nothing against Thomas Butka, but I was wondering whether that was going to be a double off the wall or a home run.
Well, they hit it to the
not
deepest
necessarily part. If Butka was going to get to it.
About 375 to straightaway center field in that range, and he hit it to that deepest part of the park.
John Torrey steps in. This one misses high, bounces out of the glove of Brady Weaver. He has to scamper to his right. Both runners stay put at second and third. Count now 1-0 to today's starting catcher.
Matt, let's check in on the Nationals. They're in the middle of the second inning now. Victor Robles with an RBI single in that top half of the second inning has lifted the Nationals' lead now to 2-0 over the New York Mets.
Here comes the 1-0 to Torrey. That one high and inside as he has to duck out of the way. 2 balls, no strikes, and Brady Weaver now going to go out and have a conversation with his battery mate on the mound as Dylan McCartney a little sporadic here in the top of the third.
High and inside. That one actually went behind him as he got out of the way.
Would have been right to the ear if he didn't.
Yeah, McCartney struggling a bit with the control here in this third inning. 43 pitches through the first 2 innings, 30 of those for strikes. So you break it down, it was 22 in the first, 21 in that second inning. Running into a little trouble here, and maybe this is one of the reasons why John Lowry Jr. wanted to get him into a starting situation here. If he's been coming in relief, and particularly late in games, this is normally a time frame where he might be done. So now you're stretching him just a little bit.
That 2-0 inside, Nick clips Torrey, and the base is now loaded on what is going to be the second hit batter of the game. And whatever that conversation was, I'm not sure Brady Weaver got his point across unless the conversation was, hey, plunk him in the left thigh.
Well, and John Lowry Jr. making his way to the end of the dugout where it looks like he's talking to someone in the bullpen area behind that third base dugout. So certainly they have someone loosening and maybe a little more quickly now.
Now brings in Jack Taylor. Strike 1 to Taylor. Nice to see McCartney just find the strike zone again.
Well, he worked up and away to a left-hand batter. So if a right-hand guy's in there, it's back where he's been thrown, up and in.
Ready with that 0-1 here. Comes this one inside to the lefty, ball 1.
Yeah, and right now McCartney's missing all over.
Yeah. Stands to the first base side of that pitching rubber. Now to the windup with the bases loaded. Here comes that 1-1 swing. And a foul ball getting back to the net by Jack Taylor. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Like to see McCartney get a punch out here. Would allow a force at any bag or a ball hit in the middle infield. Possibly a double play to get out of this.
Well, he's got 4 strikeouts, 2 in each of the first 2 at-bats for the Generals.
Ready with the 1-2, little bit off speed. Good job waiting back by Jack Taylor, just fighting to see another pitch.
Yeah, definitely outstanding job. Able to at least make contact, and now let's see what comes on this 1-2.
Again, McCartney out of the windup. Here comes that 1-2 pitch, low and inside. Good backhand stab by Brady Weaver, keeping all 3 runners where they're located. Count now runs even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Just me, or did his arm angle completely drop on that pitch?
It did look a little bit different. I'll give you that. Here comes that 2-2. That one, a fastball that finishes inside. Count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and nowhere to put him. A walk here brings in a run and makes it a 2-run ball game. Here comes that 3-2 pitch. That one fouled off again. We'll do the 3-2 all over again.
Tell you, Taylor looks so comfortable at the plate. Young man that played at Clark County, already at Potomac State. So
saw 7 pitches in his first at-bat, and this will be pitch number 8 he'll see in this at-bat. So already seeing 15 pitches in this one. Off speed, catches the outside corner, strike 3.
He knew it too. He watched it go by, looked at the umpire, was hoping maybe that one was just a bit high or just a bit outside. But the pitcher's been getting that pitch throughout this ball game, and Taylor down on strikes.
And that is a big out again with the infield now able to turn 2 and get out of the inning. You see the corners playing in on not quite the grass yet. Mason Lance closer to the grass at first than Horner is at third base, but the middle infield playing back at double play depth as the first pitch to Kamian Gonzalez misses outside, ball 1.
It's funny to me because Taylor certainly, I'm sure, was not looking for a breaking pitch on that 3-2 delivery, and that breaking pitch finds the strike zone. And now McCartney comes back with a pair of fastballs to Gonzalez and can't find the strike zone.
2-0 now the count is the 1-0. That fastball missing away yet again. Ready with that 2-0. Here it is. This one a hardy cut taken by Kamian Gonzalez. Lifts this one into foul territory down the third baseline. Out of play back in towards the bullpens and outdoor batting cages. Count now 2-1.
That is one where I think Dylan McCartney caught a break.
Yeah.
Because it looked like that pitch was going to ride in under the hands of the batter. But Gonzalez, seeing that one on that inner part of the plate, thought he could turn on it and ended up swinging at what may have been ball 3.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one, a little late movement, but missing away, ball 3. Count now 3-1, a hitter's count to Kamian Gonzalez. See if he loads up and is expecting one down the heart of the plate here, whether he's going to take a good eye. Here comes that 3-1. Does catch the inside corner. Gonzalez had taken a step towards first. He's got to come back in that right-hand batter's box and see this 3-2 pitch, the second straight batter. That's going to see a full count. And Dylan McCartney ready to go. He's standing on the mound with the ball and glove, waiting for Gonzalez to get in there. Now ready with the 3-2 pitch here. It comes a fastball. That's a ground ball to the shortstop. Trason flips to second. Anderson over to first, and a good scoop at first. Out, a double play to end the inning. Just how you drew it up, right, Matt?
No, because that throw at first was low, but that is a heck of a stab there by Mason Lance to field that one on the short hop, but still keep his foot on the bag and prevent a run from scoring.
The bases stranded, loaded with were loaded with no outs in the inning. 3 straight outs, including a double play to end the inning for the Hornets. We'll go to the bottom of the third when we come back. It is the Hornets 4 and the Generals 1. We're back in 60 seconds.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. Bottom of the third coming up. 4-1. is the lead for the Hornby Hornets. As the sun now below the trees, lights should start to take effect here that are now on here at the ballpark. Should start to take effect here over the next 20-25 minutes on what is a beautiful night for baseball, the last week of baseball for the Hornby Hornets.
Talk about getting out of an inning. For Dylan McCartney in that top of the third, we had 22 pitches, only 9 of those were for strikes. He walked a batter, he hit a batter, but got that inning-ending double play ground ball to get out of it without giving up a run. That's the Houdini act.
That's just how you draw it up.
Will he come back out next half inning?
Don't believe so.
I'm with you.
I would be surprised if he did. Colby Childs back out for his third inning of work. First pitch to Mason Lance. Breaking ball. Catches the inner third, strike one.
I'm going to tell you who's coming in next, too.
You think it's already set up in that lineup?
I think it's Nick Reeves.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch going with the breaking ball again. This one misses high. Ball 1 to Lance. Lance a double that drove in 2 runs back in the first 2 runs of this ball game. Here comes that 1-1, a off-speed pitch, a swing, and a miss by Mason Lance. Behind on the count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, good movement on that pitch and took a little bit of something off of it and really had Mason Lance out in front. Yeah, I'm looking at the picture that I got, a quick text message that came from John Lowry Jr. with the lineup card before the game, and he's got his pitchers marked on the side. And he's got Reeves, then Fry, then Budka following Dylan McCartney, so it looks like that might be the order that he goes through.
Childs trying to get Lance to chase again on that 1-2. Lance was having none of it. Count even now 2-2. Here comes that 2-2 pitch, an inside pitch driven to the opposite field by Mason Lance. Right fielder moving over, and Will Ricketts will make the catch out there and right.
No, he won't.
Is that a substitution out and right now?
One of our extra hitters, Mason LaFollette. That's a 21 I could see on the back of that jersey, and so LaFollette taking over in right field pulls that one in.
Now 1 down here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Tyler Gilpin. Gilpin drove a single to right, scoring a run, or driving in a run, I should say, back in that first inning. Takes strike 1.
Come on. That wasn't really driving a single. He went opposite field and trickled it out into shallow right field to bring home the run.
I'll give him the credit for it as he fouls off that 0-1, getting out of play down that first base line.
See, in the scorebook, every one of them looks like a line drive somewhere.
A hit's a hit in the scorebook, right?
That's why you draw a line. At least in my scorebook, I try to draw a line to which field they hit it. And if it's a looping liner, I actually try to put a little loop into my line.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss in the dirt. Torrey stepping out into fair territory, fires down to Matt Williams. It'll be a strikeout going 2-3 in the scorebook. And now 2 down here in the bottom of the third.
Third K now for Colby Childs after getting 2 in that first inning. Did not strike out a batter in the second.
Now stepping in, Thomas Budka. Budka strikeout victim on just 3 pitches in his first at-bat. Here comes the first pitch, a breaking ball. Misses just inside, ball 1.
And again, Childs has really pitched better than what that score might indicate at 4-1. When you go back to that first inning, 2 of the 3 runs it scored reached on infield singles. Not great contact, but just the Hornets finding holes. Same thing happened to help score the run in the second.
Childs again trying that breaking ball, missed in almost an identical location on the 1-0. Now 2-0. Here comes that 2-0 pitch to Budka. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Budka helped him out a little bit, chasing that one up the ladder. Now the count 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 down here at the bottom of the third.
Yeah, a bit of a late decision whether to swing or not. By the time he made up his mind, it was too late.
That 2-1 fouled off over the first base dugout. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good battle back for Colby Childs on the mound. Childs heading to Hood College in the fall.
If you're Budka, I think you're looking for that fastball again because Childs has to think, I blew one by you, had you late on that one, I'm going to keep you late.
Here comes that 2-2. This one driven to the opposite field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Going over is LaFollette, rounding first. And a big turn, but coming back and retreating to the bag is Thomas Budka. And a good piece of hitting with 2 strikes, just trying to stay alive. Ended up driving that one to the opposite field. A 2-out single for Thomas Budka.
So there you go. I think a good mix of what you would expect there. The pitcher is looking, going, hey, I've blown a fastball by him. He was late on one. I'm not speeding up his bat by giving him an off-speed pitch. I got to try to get this one by him. Budka's going, hey, I'm probably seeing another fastball, and he did a nice job to be able to time that one up and send it the other way.
Now brings up Ryan Fry. Here comes that first pitch to Fry. Painting the outside corner, strike one. Good frame by Torrey behind the plate. That one looked a little off the plate, but a quick twitch of the wrist. Framework on the outside. Now ready with that 0-1. Very similar location, but that one caught a ball just off the plate. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike to Fry. He lined one out to center field in his first at-bat. That was to close out inning number 1. Now a throw back over to first, and Butka now caught in a rundown. We have a pickle between first and second, and Butka will be run down at first base, and that will end the inning. He was getting that secondary lead or just getting the step, and it was good timing by Colby Childs, and Ryan Fry will come back up when we come to the bottom of the 4th inning. Nobody left on, no runs scored here in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll go to the top of the 4th when we come back. It is the Hornets 4, the visiting Blue Ridge Generals 1. This is Hornets baseball on TV 10 and Talk Radio WRNR. We're back in 60 seconds.
Prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880. Prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
Blue Ridge Generals. It'll be third baseman Luke Lyman stepping in to lead it off. Dylan McCartney back out on the hill. We weren't sure whether he would get this 4th inning as he does. The first pitch swinging for Lyman. It's a slow roller down to third base. Fire over by Caleb Horner. 1 pitch, 1 out here to start the 4th, and that's a good way to start if you're Dylan McCartney, who back in the 3rd struggled to find the strike zone.
Yeah, he's thrown over 20 pitches in each of the first 3 innings, 22, 21, 22 yet again, so he's up to 65 pitches. One of the reasons we weren't sure whether we would see him in this half inning or not, but he comes out 1 pitch, 1 out, and you got to like that.
Reagan Ollinger steps in, takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Ollinger, a ground ball out victim in his first at-bat. Or what did you call him in the first? Was he Riley? Ryan,
yeah.
That 0-1 again, strike 2 looking. Painting the edges of the zone this inning, looking like the Dylan McCartney from the first 2 innings. Ready with the 0-2 out of the windup. Ollinger steps in. Here comes that 0-2. This one off the end of the bat, and that's going to loop into a single, and that's about the 4th or 5th hit on both sides. It has just been, hey, let me throw the bat at the baseball and see what happens.
There you go. Make contact. Put it in play. Anything can happen, and you see the base hit right there. Nice way to get it done for Reagan Ollinger.
Brings up extra hitter Riley Vadas. A strikeout victim, his first at-bat. An at-bat that saw 5 pitches. Here comes that first pitch. That one, strike 1 looking.
Matt, your storyline through 3. The Hornets have 4 runs on 6 hits. They've committed an error, left 2 both in scoring position. The Generals have a run. They got 5 hits, no errors, but have not been able to get the big hit they've needed. 6 left on and 5 in scoring position.
Here comes that 0-1. That one drilled to Mason Lance at first base. Caught Reagan Ollinger getting that secondary lead and nowhere to go for Ollinger. Lance steps on the bag, and that'll be a 3 unassisted all the way on the double play, in a very quick inning for the Hornets as nobody left on here in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th when we come back. Due up is Ryan Fry, 7-8-9 when we come back. This is Hornets Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
No runs, 1 hit.
Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring has restored hardwood floors and solid premier flooring in this area for over 25 years, providing a wide range of services, including floor sanding and refinishing and floor coverings. When you're looking for reliable, professional flooring services from a company you can trust, you can count on us. Schedule a visit to our well-stocked showroom today, then get a free estimate on your flooring project.
It's Miller Time on Talk Radio WRNR. A local look at local, regional, and national sports with Matt Miller and Matt Crawford.
And plenty that we can talk about coming out of the weekend, including the return of golf. Hold on. Oh, wait.
No, there was no golf claps.
There will be no golf claps.
None whatsoever.
Weekdays at 12 noon and 5 p.m. on TV 10.
4-1 your scores. We enter the bottom of the fourth inning. The Hornets on top of the visiting Blue Ridge Generals. Colby Childs back out for his fourth inning of work. It'll be Ryan Fry coming back to start this bottom of the fourth at the plate. He was at the plate when Thomas Butker got caught in a rundown in the bottom of the third. Count will reset, and instead of having a 1-1 upcoming, Fry will go back to the 0-0 count.
I'm looking over your shoulder at your score sheet because you discussed Ryan Fry's first at bat when he was up before the final out was recorded in that last half inning, and you just simply mentioned that it was a line out.
Well, it was
center.
the line out. It was a fantastic catch in center field by Trevor Wright.
That's why you have to put. You ever hear that thing? Put a star by that one in your scorebook so that it reminds your brain, because that was a heck of a grab by Trevor Wright out in center field that robbed him of what should have not only been a hit but a run batted in. That's all. Just pointing that out.
Thank you. Fry stepping in. Childs ready to go. Here comes the first pitch. It's lifted into center field. Wright going to have to come in on it. Actually, Gonzalez going back, tried for the acrobatic catch, but that's going to drop in for a single, and yet another one. Just a loop single, and that has been pretty much all the hits we've seen tonight.
Did a tornado come through? Have we been taken to Texas? Isn't that what they call those Texas leaguers? We have seen those left and right, those Texas leaguers. Little dribbler here, ball with a little spin on it there. Out off the end of the bat, looped over the head of an infielder, finding a hole in between infielders and outfielders. We've seen it all tonight.
First pitch to Caleb Horner, low for ball one. Again, isn't that the game of baseball? Hit it where they ain't.
And again,
nobody out in shallow center field. Let's hit it there.
Again, Colby Childs is going, what do I have to do to get an out?
Nobody in shallow right. Let's try to hit it there, too. Ready with the 1-0 check swing at the plate. Did not go around. That one misses low. Ball two. Caleb Horner heading the count 2-0.
Childs hasn't even reached 50 pitches yet, according to our numbers. He would have 49 right now. So, you look at the way he's thrown, and honestly, he's thrown well enough to not necessarily be down 4-1.
Yeah, he struggled early on in the first.
Yeah, he did.
And that was really, but even then, that's two infield singles in that inning.
Yes.
3-0 now the count to Caleb Horner. Here comes that 3-0 pitch. Didn't go with the old automatic. That one low and away. Good block in the dirt by Torre. But it'll be a walk on 4 pitches. Now runners at first and second. Nobody down here in the bottom of the fourth.
Ironically enough, that's his first walk. He had hit a batter prior. It was the same batter, Caleb Horner.
Give you an update on what's going on around the region and Major League Baseball throughout this at-bat. Chase Anderson steps in. The lefty squares around a bunt, then pulls back. That one misses inside on the fastball. Both runners got a pretty substantial secondary lead, but then retreated.
I'm going to guess one of them. The Pirates and the Cardinals were suspended or postponed.
Right you are.
Yes. I knew I had that
one. 1-0 again. Chase Anderson showing bunt, but not sure there was ever a real effort to put that one down, and missing in a very similar spot was Colby Childs, and he's now missed 6 straight out of the zone. 2-0 the count to Anderson. Again, squares around a bunt, pulls that one back. There is a fastball right down the middle.
Another one of those oddities in a COVID-shortened Major League season. Games being postponed or canceled due to teams having an outbreak of COVID, and some teams have played up to like 14, 15, 16 games.
Anderson pushes the bunt down the third base line. He's going to leg this one out for a single. Childs coming in, no throw warranted. Perfect bunt by Chase Anderson, moving both runners into scoring position, and he now stands safely at first base. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning for the Hornets. And now back to the top of the order where it'll be Ben Bartles, Trey Sign, and Brady Weaver.
Could not have put that one in a better spot.
Nope. Again, there's that imaginary box right there.
Yep.
You hit it right there, and you have any sort of speed at the plate, which Chase Anderson does.
Yeah. And he's coming out of the left-hand box.
So already has that, what do they say, 2.5-step advantage?
Yeah.
Back to the top of the order, Ben Bartle steps in, takes ball 1 inside.
So back to what we were saying, some teams in the big leagues have played 3 or 4 games more than other teams in the big leagues, including our Nationals. They've played a lesser number because they didn't go play a series in Miami.
1-0 Bartles, inside-out swing, sends that one to right field. That's going to drop in front of Mason LaFollette. 1 run going to score. Caleb Horner rounding third. He's coming in, play at the plate, and Horner thrown out at the plate.
Oh, what a throw from Mason LaFollette. A 1 bouncer to the catcher, John Torre. He was slightly up that first base line from home plate, but easily able to make the grab, turn, and apply the tag as Horner tried to go through standing up.
One run will score. Chase Anderson will advance to third. And Ben Bartles pushing what would have been a single into a double on the throw. Still go down as a single in the scorebook. But he now stands at second base. Brings up Trey Sign. Sign stands in 2 for 2 on the day. Couple of singles as he takes ball 1 low.
9-2 on the putout. 1 down in the inning.
Sign fouls 1 off, takes a hardy cut, goes over top of our broadcast position. Now the count 1 ball, 1 strike to the starting shortstop.
A hardy cut, but a defensive swing.
Yes.
That one was coming up and in. It's just like, you know what? I should probably swing so it doesn't hit me. And if I'm going to swing with everything I got.
2 ducks in the pond for Trey Sign. Here comes that 1-1. It bounces off the helmet. And he will take first base. And once again, the base is loaded here in the bottom of the 4th as Sign not fazed by that one. Ducked. That one ricocheted hard almost to the brick backstop in front of the first base stands. Off that left side of the helmet, and he's all right. He's standing at first base.
Good news is that was the curveball and the slow curveball. That there wasn't a ton of speed on that pitch, which was nice, so that it didn't maybe jar the brain just a little bit.
Brings up Brady Weaver. Weaver has put a charge into a couple of baseballs tonight and takes a hardy cut at that one, and that was the one that he wanted to try to launch over the fence. That one, a fastball, just a little bit lower than letter high.
Got just
steps
under
back
it.
in, yeah. Steps back in, and you get trying to get a little bit of lift under that one. Count now 0-1 to Weaver. Weaver a strikeout and a flyout so far in this one. Here comes that 0-1 pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Ball 1.
You've already called 1 grand slam this summer season. That was the one from Mason Lance. Ready for another?
I think I'm up to the task. Here comes that 1-1 pitch to Brady Weaver. This one gets underneath of it. Flies it into shallow right field. Reagan Ollinger going back as the second baseman. Didn't make it look easy watching that one into the glove, but an out nonetheless. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. And again, you can see Brady Weaver just trying to elevate that one as he took the cut, kind of an uppercut swing. Trying to get that launch angle. Ended up flying out.
Well, you get a tough out there, and guess what? You got to get another one now. Mason Lance to the plate.
Lance steps in a breaking ball. That one misses inside, ball 1. That was the story of the last at-bat for Mason Lance in the 3rd. A couple missing inside on that breaking ball. Here comes the 1-0 from Childs. A breaking ball. That one does find the strike zone. Strike 1.
You could see Mason Lance watch his cheeks and his mouth as he kind of took that big breath and let it go as that pitch came in. I think he's thinking he may have missed one that he could have given a pretty good launch.
Ready with the 1-1. That one, another breaking ball inside. Tried to give that one a ride over the left field wall. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
I think that swing was reflective of what he saw the pitch before.
Childs out of the windup. Only 1 run across here in the inning, trying to get out of this one relatively unscathed. The 1-2 fouled off down the first base line, hitting the netting in front of the first base stands. We'll do that 1-2 all over again.
Nice job by Lance. Childs came back with a fastball that time. A couple of breaking pitches, had him maybe thinking on one, swinging hard on another, tried the fastball. Good job by Lance to foul it off.
Here comes the 1-2, swing and a miss, and Colby Childs gets out of 2 separate bases-loaded jams, only giving up 1 run in the inning. Ryan Fry, the only runner to come around and score on a Ben Bartle single. We'll go to the top of the 5th. When we come back, it's the Hornets 5, the Blue Ridge Generals 1. This is Hornets Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60 seconds.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. Some in-between inning chatter going on here in the press box. Beautiful night for baseball here in the city of Martinsburg, as we are now well into August. Number 9 hitter in the order, Matt Williams, steps in. The lefty takes ball 1 low. 5-1 your score. The Hornets ahead against the Blue Ridge Generals.
You say it, well into August. It doesn't feel like it.
Swing and a miss, and make that a swing and a foul tip.
Yeah.
Getting a couple of helmets along the way. Definitely getting a piece of Jeff King at the plate as he stumbles out of the way.
I was going to say, that one seemed to get him pretty good. He is okay, but as you say, double ricochet there, but King got the worst of that. What I'm saying is, it just, Major League Baseball should be so late into the season, All-Star game already
the dog
over.
days of summer for Major League Baseball, and we're talking about teams barely getting into mid-teens in games right now.
It just doesn't seem like it. We should be talking about the high school football season right around the corner, which as of now it is. We'll wait and see. College football, we had 2 conferences, Power 5 conferences today, say they're not playing. So it's a weird August.
That 1-1 misses away. It is still Dylan McCartney on the mound.
Yep.
After it was a very efficient 6-pitch top of the 4th inning. Ready with that 2-1 to Williams. This one lifted into foul territory. Caleb Horner going to go over. He runs out of room at the fence. Count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looking around the region in Major League Baseball, the Orioles are taking on Philadelphia tonight, and it is the Phillies up 2-0, middle of the 4th in that one, and our Washington Nationals up 2-0 in the top of the 3rd, 2 down against the New York Mets.
And go ahead. I know they're not necessarily regional, but you're looking at your Cubby score.
Out of the windup, there's the 2-2. Catches the inside corner. Strike 3 looking. Matt Williams goes down on strikes.
A good-looking pitch. Strikeout number 6 in this one for Dylan McCartney.
My Cubs are beating the Indians 1-0 in the top of the 4th.
All right.
Trying to see, are your Rangers playing tonight?
I think they are.
I will have to look. They're on the quick view of the scoreboard. We're into the extra hitters for the evening. Now to batter number 10.
Not anymore. He's now the right fielder.
I'm just meaning extra in terms of overall hitters. Not an extra hitter right now, but an extra in that overall lineup. It is Mason Follett as he grounds one on the 1-0 to the second baseman. Chase Anderson takes a wicked hop on the lip at second. Fires over to first, 2 down here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, that was not an easy play, as that one hit that fringe where the grass and the dirt meet and went kind of high and to his right. He was able to play that one well, and there's a discussion in the press box about the grounds crew.
Yeah, got to work on that lip at second base there, AB.
Every day for 5 months. That's the AD talking there, right?
Will Ricketts lifts one into the gap in right center. That's going to drop in. Ricketts rounding first base. That's going to be an easy double. Is he going to try for 3? No. Stands at second base with a 2-out double.
And that is actually Connor Bailey who is getting a chance to swing the bat. Everybody's playing tonight.
So Connor Bailey, the true definition of a pinch hit, right?
That's it. Hitting here in this 5th inning in the number 11 spot in the order. Delivers a double to right center.
Trip Tobin's in the dugout. Well, that shouldn't even count. He's the 11th hitter in the order.
Welcome to the end of Summer League Baseball in the COVID summer of 2020.
We now go back to the top of the order. Standing in is Trevor Wright. Takes strike one.
Sometimes you like that number 11 hitter to be a guy that's kind of like a setup for the top of the order, similar to like your leadoff guy is at the beginning of the game.
Ready with the 0-1. A swing and a miss. A hearty cut by Trevor Wright. Swings through at 0-2. And Matt, your Rangers, a 9:05 first pitch tonight as they welcome Seattle. The Pirates and Cardinals postponed, as Matt said. Closes out the region and team favorites here in the press box. The 1-1. Make that the 0-2. Missing inside. Gets away from Brady Weaver. And Connor Bailey going to advance to third on the pass ball.
Yeah, run just 90 feet away. They've stranded some base runners in this one. 6, leaving 5 in scoring position. Would like to get this run in.
Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes that 1-2 from Dylan McCartney. That one low in the dirt. Good block by Weaver. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the 5th.
We got McCartney up over 80 pitches. This may be his last half inning on the mound.
Cut taken by Trevor Wright, just trying to protect. Does just that, sends it foul. And we'll do that 2-2 again. Again with the 2-2. This one, an inside pitch turned, driven into left field. Moving over on it is Tyler Gilpin. Hauls it in for out number 3. So a runner stranded at third base following a Connor Bailey 2-out double into the right center gap. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. When we come back, it is the Hornets leading the Blue Ridge Generals 5-1. We're back in 60 seconds.
Law Enforcement Live airs daily only on TV 10.
I was asking if you got anything else to stab me. You can get it. Hold your head.
That's not what the media makes it feel. We're here to help.
Bunch of pills she's got.
I like what I do.
The following scene contains graphic content some viewers may find upsetting.
Stand back. It's sad.
New episodes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Want to do it? Go through it. You're going to like it.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Hornets lead the Blue Ridge Generals 5-1. And what has been a pretty well-played game so far, Matt.
Yeah, it really has been. I mean, both pitchers have done a nice job. The hitters obviously have done well just getting the bat on the ball. We've seen a bunch of those Texas leaguers, infield base hits, bloops out into the shallow outfield, but we've also seen a couple of balls driven very well into gaps or down the line. All in all, a well-played game, and the Hornets find themselves with a few of those extra dinks and dunks. They've been able to bring guys in, whereas the Generals have not, now stranding 7 base runners and leaving 6 of those in scoring position, while the Hornets have stranded 4 base runners, and they have left, 5 base runners and leaving 4 of theirs in scoring position.
New pitcher on the mound. It is Will Ricketts going to toe that pitching rubber. The lefty coming in as Colby Childs gives way. Childs going 4 innings, giving up 8 hits, 5 runs, striking out 4, walking just 1, but hitting 2 batters.
Go back and check your totals. Is it 9 hits as opposed to 8? 4 hits allowed in the first.
I say 8. I have 9. It was just bad math on my part. So 9 hits through 4 innings. Stepping in now is Tyler Gilpin. Swing and a miss. Maybe got a piece of it, actually. Strike 1.
Yeah, so again, not an overall bad effort, especially when you look at those hits that Childs gave up in that first inning, 2 infield singles. In that second inning, kind of a bloop single out into shallow left field.
Breaking ball missing off the plate.
go even into the last half inning, and Ryan Fry got it all started with that little bloop out into shallow center field. So you look at 9 hits, but he didn't get hit all that hard.
Ready with the 1-1. Here is Ricketts again trying for that outside edge. Misses this one off the plate. 2 balls. 1 strike to Tyler Gilpin. Gilpin so far in this one, a single and an RBI in the first inning. And a strikeout his last at-bat. Here comes that 2-1. Foul ball. You may have heard hit the brick backstop below us. Count even 2 balls, 2 strikes. As the lights now taking effect here at P.O. Faulkner Park.
Darkness is settling.
The wind has subsided. Those flags along the outfield fence pretty much sitting up and down right now. Here comes the 2-2. This one off the end of the bat, hitting the mound. That one is not going to get past Cayman Gonzalez. It's short, but no play going to be had there by Gonzalez. He was already into the center field grasp before getting that baseball, but love the range by Cayman Gonzalez. It is going to be a single for Tyler Gilpin, and a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th.
His second hit of the day. That one hit that front slope of the mound, and that really slowed it down, giving Gonzalez a chance to get over and at least keep it on the infield. He spun and looked at first, but clearly had no play.
Thomas Butka stands in, takes strike 1. Butka single with 2 outs in the 3rd inning.
A strikeout victim prior to that, so he's 1 for 2.
Check back over to first base, and another rundown opportunity as this time it is Gilpin caught in the rundown. Fire as Ricketts now has it at first. Fires over to second, goes over the top of the first relay man, and now a big rundown, and finally not run down at second base. There was a pile at second base. Ricketts standing there on top of Tyler Gilpin, and Gilpin somehow got under the tag, and that will go down as a very, very long stolen base, correct?
Wow. Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
the hardest stolen base he'll ever have, and I don't know how he got under the tag of Will Ricketts.
So we had the 1 to 3 to 6, back to 1, then to 4 over his glove or off his glove to number 5 as the third baseman had come over to be a part of it. Eventually getting back to number 1, and Ricketts unable to make the tag. I still think I missed a number in there somewhere.
You know what's going down as my score sheet? SB, stolen base.
There it is. That's all you need to know. He got there.
0-1 to Thomas Butka. Outside, ball 1. And now Ricketts wants a new baseball.
Well, the Generals had picked one off earlier.
2 rundowns so far today, and not great base running for the Hornets.
And
tough on the left. You got to make sure he's going towards the plate.
Yep.
So it makes it so difficult to get a big lead against a left-handed pitcher. He can bring that leg up and come right back towards you at first base. Got to make sure that weight going forward. 1-1. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss as Thomas Butka chased that one a bit above the letters. Now behind in the count 1-2.
Well, Butka was in this situation back in that 3rd inning. It was a 2-2 pitch, but he had a couple of fastballs that he was late on. Eventually tied it up and had a base hit to right. Oh.
And a swing and a miss, and Butka goes down on strikes. He is struck out for the 2nd time in this ball game.
First K for Ricketts in his first inning. So 1 down with a runner at second, and Ryan Fry now the batter. Just couldn't catch up with that last fastball.
Brings up Ryan Fry. Takes ball 1 low and away. Fry so far in this one, 1 for 2.
Yes, singled in his last at bat. A little blooper out into shallow center. Prior to that was robbed of a base hit on a line drive to center field.
That 1-0 again missing. Now the count 2-0 to Ryan Fry.
See, you mentioned it earlier. That's a game of baseball, right? Fry in his first at bat makes solid contact. You think he's going to get a hit, maybe even an extra base hit, and a run batted in, and the center fielder makes a diving grab to rob him. And then his last at bat, you're going a little blooper off the end of the bat, probably going to be caught by the shortstop. No, it drops into shallow center.
Baseball's a strange game, isn't it?
It is.
Sometimes you earn it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get on base even if you don't earn it. Here comes that 3-0. Misses above the letters, and that is a 4-pitch walk to Ryan Fry. Now 2 runners on. And standing at second base is Tyler Gilpin.
A golden opportunity for the Hornets to put some more on the board. They scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second, added 1 more in the 4th inning. Chance now in this bottom of the 5th with that lead at 5-1.
Caleb Horner steps in. Horner so far 0 for 0. Hit by a pitch and walked. As he takes strike one. Was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. Would eventually get retired at second base on a fielder's choice ground ball by Chase Anderson. Then a walk where he would be thrown out at the plate in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Now behind the count 0-2. On what was a great play in right field and relay at the plate. Only a 1-run 4th inning. Looked like it was going to be a lot more than that. Here comes that 0-2 to Horner. Watches that one high and outside. Ball 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure we said it on the air, but as we went into the break at the end of that 4th at-bat for the Hornets, I said, how many times do you look down at your score sheet and see a team had 3 hits, there was a walk and a hit batter in the inning, and only 1 run scored?
Here comes that 1-2 just off the plate. Ball 2. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The number 8 man in the order, third baseman Caleb Horner. 5-1 the Hornets on top of the Generals. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Game scheduled to go 7. Here comes that 2-2 breaking ball. Cuts across the plate, but low and in the dirt. Ball 3, counts run full.
Looking at a pair of games on the Hornets game changer schedule that says they have met twice this season. The Hornets winning one 12-5. The Generals winning the other 4-1.
3-2. Called strike 3 at the knees, and Caleb Horner is retired. First strikeout for him on the day. Second strikeout of the inning, and second in the game for Will Ricketts.
Well, an equal opportunity strikeouts. He got Budka swinging, now gets Horner looking, and he has needed both of those with 2 still on base.
2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. That is Tyler Gilpin standing at second base as the number 9 hitter in the order. Chase Anderson steps in, takes ball 1 off the plate, also maybe a little bit high. So far in this one, Anderson's grounded into a fielder's choice and has an infield single on what was a pushed bunt down the third base line. A beautiful bunt at that. Here comes that 1-0 to Anderson as Ricketts changes that arm angle up a little bit. Misses low. Ball 2.
And drop down a little 3/4, almost sidearm. Keeping an eye out at second base, Camian Gonzalez, the shortstop, is almost like a first baseman at that second base bag between every pitch, and then gets back into position.
Here comes that 2-0 to Anderson. That one low and away, ball 3. And Ricketts just 1 pitch away from loading the bases here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th.
Right now, Gilpin not paying a ton of attention to the fact that Gonzalez is there.
Nope. I mean, gets the lead he wants to get regardless.
I was going to say, he's still getting that decent lead, and Ricketts has not shown that he's going to be willing to try to throw back there.
He was able to get out of that jam and get to second base. He's fearless now on the base paths. 3-0 the count to Chase Anderson. Here comes that 3-0. Squares around a bunt. Pulls back. Ball 4. Bases loaded with 2 down as we're back to the top of the order. Ben Bartles set to step in. Gilpin at third. Ryan Fry at second. And now Chase Anderson is at first.
Well, after the infield base hits on that bouncing ball back up the middle, it's been feast or famine for Ricketts, a strikeout or a walk. He's got 2 of each, and as a result, 2 outs, but the base is loaded. And now back to the top of the order.
Ben Bartles so far in this one, 2 for 3. A couple of singles. He's also driven in a run. First pitch to him, just off the plate, ball 1.
Bartles has been on twice in this leadoff spot. Has driven in a run, has scored a run.
Bartles, a little bit of a bat wiggle, if you will. Watches that one come in, watches it high. Ball 2, and now that is 6 straight that has missed the zone for Will Ricketts.
And you look at the 2 walks, each were 4-pitch walks. See if Ricketts can find the zone on the 2-0.
Here comes that 2-0 delivery. That does catch the outside corner. 2-1. It's the last strike that Ricketts threw was to Caleb Horner to strike him out, but the batter before was a 4-pitch walk to Ryan Fry. Ready with the 2-1. Here it comes off the plate, ball 3. You can tell some frustration setting in on the mound for Will Ricketts. Yeah. Body language is changing a little bit each time he misses, and he's been missing pretty consistently just off that edge, especially to these right-handed batters.
Bartles had a single the other way his last time up, so even as you work that outside corner, Bartles has been good about going the other way.
3-1, a swing and a miss Count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Pulled the string on that one, took a little something off and had Bartles out in front.
Nowhere to put Ben Bartles. A walk here ends up being an RBI walk and allowing another run to score.
And with 2 outs, the runners are off.
Here comes that 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4. And on a bases-loaded walk, it's now 6-1. The Hornets out in front. It's an RBI walk for Ben Bartles.
And Gilpin able to cross the plate as a result of the base on balls and add to the lead now for the Hornets.
And we're going to get a pitching change here in the bottom of the 5th. First call to the bullpen during action so far in this one. And it looks like a number
Jack Taylor
going to come in. It is going to be Jack Taylor, which means there's a defensive substitution we missed somewhere. But while Jack Taylor gets in his warm-up pitches, let's go ahead and send it back to the station, take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back. 6-1 is the lead for the Hornby Hornets right now over the Blue Ridge Generals. We'll be back with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th after this 60-second timeout.
Eastern Panhandle Talk with Rob Mario and David Welch.
Are you trying to create controversy more so than we already have?
Responding to the people.
I see. Okay.
That's what I do.
I think you're stirring it up.
I'm kind of a big deal. That's right. That would be the root cause of the stir.
You know what? I'm not paying that fine.
Just got doubled.
What? For?
Denial.
Why? Oh, denial.
Denial. How can you have the money? You have 17 jobs.
Yeah, but none of them pay well.
Weekdays at 8 a.m. on TV 10. TV 10, proudly serving Berkeley and Jefferson counties of West Virginia. Your source for local news, talk, sports, and entertainment. Mario in the mornings from 6 to 8, followed by Eastern Panhandle Talk from 8 to 10. Miller Time Sports from 12 to 1, re-aired at 5 to 6. Check out Law Enforcement Live. Shop for your new home with Open House. Weekly county council meetings. Learn how to cook like a pro in the kitchen with Chef Walden. All the latest high school and college sports. TV 10.
Jack Taylor getting in his couple remaining warm-up pitches. 6-1, your score here in the bottom of the 5th at P.O. Faulkner Park. The Hornets leading the Blue Ridge Generals.
Matt, we know the left fielder. It was today's starting pitcher, Colby Childs. As the pitcher on the mound now, Taylor, going through his warm-up tosses, the outfield tends to get together in center, and as they were talking, they turned their backs to us just enough that I could catch the number 20 on the back of that jersey. So Childs is now out in left, which gave Taylor the chance to, be ready and loosen and now come into the game.
We usually don't get the benefit of the doubt on those being that easy. Stepping in is Trey Sign. Sign 2 for 2 on the day. Also hit by a pitch to gain first base. First pitch for Jack Taylor misses the zone. Ball 1. Remember Sign in the 4th inning, clunked in the head with a breaking ball. Ball ricocheted almost halfway down to the dugout down the first base line. Ready with that 1-0. Here's Taylor. Does get it to paint the outside corner. Strike 1.
Sign's been on all 3 times. An infield single, an RBI single into left field. That hit by pitch that you were talking about, he scored a run as well, so very active.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Sign. That one below the knees, ball 2.
Again, consider, these guys didn't get a chance to play the regular spring season. So, some of these guys are probably just now starting to feel like, hey, I'm ready, and it's the end of the summer season.
2-1 pitch. Trey Sign going a little underneath that one, lifting it foul, hitting the net right to the right of our broadcast position. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at third base is Ryan Fry. At second base is Chase Anderson, and Ben Bartle stands at first.
You just feel like you're getting into a groove, and already it's game number 20 in the end of the season.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Taylor. That one a curveball that hung well above not only the strike zone, but the catcher, John Torrey, at the plate, having to stand straight up and even stretch that glove out as that one only came in at, about 60 miles an hour, but high.
As that one came out of his hand, I thought, is that going to be an eephus pitch? One of those that kind of loops down in there, but it was not. It just slipped out of his hand.
Count now full. Runners are on the move. Here comes the 3-2. This one skied into shallow right field. Is it going to drop in? It will. It's going to drop in the Bermuda Triangle. 2 runs come across. Coming in to score from third on contact was Ryan Fry. Chase Anderson also coming around from second. 2 more come in. Now 3 runs scored in the inning with 2 outs. As it is now 8-1 Hornets.
There you go. 2 more runs batted in on the 3rd hit of the day for Sign, and another one of those where it's basically hit them where they ain't. Out off the end of the bat just a little bit. Got it up in the air. No chance for Williams at first to get out there where he would be able to get to it. Now it looks like Camion Gonzalez is going to head out of the game and move down into the bullpen area, while Childs comes back in to play shortstop.
Looked like a 7 going out into left field.
So that might be Reagan Ollinger. Well, yeah, I couldn't quite tell the number as he was turning. So some defensive changes.
That's what we know, defensive changes. Stepping in is Brady Weaver. Thought about it, was able to hold up. That one misses low and away, ball 1.
Weaver becomes the 8th batter in this bottom of the 5th inning for the Hornets.
And you know Weaver would love to put a charge into one. Here comes that 1-0. That one misses away. Ball 2, and again, don't know if they're following, obviously, with the extra hitters here, but theoretically at this point in the game, Brady Weaver could represent the winning run if he were to come across and score or be able to send one out of the ballpark. That would be 10 runs in the 5th as he takes that one away, ball 3. And right now Jack Taylor having some of the same problems that Will Ricketts did, just finding the strike zone. Here comes that 3-0. That one, a strike on the inside corner, and that's the second time today we've seen Brady Weaver bail out on a strike.
Well, and Weaver has put a charge into a couple of baseballs. Both went foul, but he's made some good contact today.
Here comes that 3-1 hitter's count as he takes a hardy cut of one and fouls it off into the netting. Count now full, 3-2, and a big pitch coming up here for Jack Taylor.
Bookends as you look at the scoreboard, right? 3 in the 1st and 3 now in this 5th inning. A run each in the 2nd and the 4th, lifting the Hornets to the 8-1 advantage.
Here comes the payoff pitch. 3-2, ball 4, and the bases once again loaded. And the 9th batter of the inning will come to the plate, and it is the power threat of Mason Lance, who relatively quiet tonight. A double, but even that one not the normal power we see from him. That one kind of opposite field off the end of the bat, as we now will get a courtesy runner for catcher Brady Weaver at second base. I believe that is a 7.
It is.
And that is, we look at our
Sam Simpson,
here.
It looks
Simpson.
like.
Playback underway. Bases loaded. Mason Lance steps in. First pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1 as he about swung out of his cleats on that one. Has to take a few steps back, as he really wanted to put a charge into that. And maybe even tweaked an ankle there. I thought it was just a little frustration on that swing, but taking a few steps, and manager Tripp Tobin not going to take any chances, as we're going to see on an 0-1 count a pinch hitter come in. We saw Mason Lance again, a very strong cut, and reached for it just a little, then a quick skip over the plate, but thought that was just a little frustration. Stepped out, and now as he gets to the dugout, a little bit more noticeable of a limp.
I was going to say, I'm trying to keep an eye and get see exactly maybe what's going on, but yeah, there is that definite look of a limp as he makes his way into the dugout.
0-1 the count.
And it brings Hunter Minnick to the plate.
Minnick steps in, takes strike 2.
A tough situation for Hunter Minnick, who, by the way, had a home run in the 9-1 win against Winchester in Game 2 of Sunday's doubleheader.
Jack Taylor ready with the 0-2 here. Comes out of the windup, and Minnick takes that one low, bounces away from the catcher Torrey, and coming in quickly is going to be Ben Bartles. Play at the plate, and coming in, Jack Taylor couldn't get his hand around the baseball. Good read down by Ben Bartles as he comes in to score from third. Read that one down and figured out that the catcher, John Torrey, didn't know where the baseball was, and you see the speed of Ben Bartles.
It's not Torrey now behind the plate. I can't see. It's a single digit, though, and Torrey was wearing 22, so Torrey was not the one who couldn't quite handle it.
And that one, a sharply hit ball off the bat of Hunter Minnick, and Jack Taylor throwing his glove up, and look what I found. Snags that one out of the air, and that will end the 5th inning. 1 run, or make that a few runs, 4 runs come across here in the inning. 9-1 your scores. We will go to the top of the 6th when we come back The Hornets lead 9-1. This is Hornets Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Come on, and let us show you what we got. Come on, let us help you save a life.
If you're looking for exciting things to do, places to go, people to know, and places to eat too, come on and pick up the latest edition of Around the Panhandle magazine. That's where you'll find the unique ideas that will lead you to the luxurious lifestyle you're dreaming of. Pick up a copy of Around the Panhandle magazine today at any of the local Rock's convenience stores or find us online at AroundThePanhandle.com.
Eastern Panhandle Talk with Rob Mario and David Welch.
Are you trying to create controversy more so than we already have?
Responding to the people.
I see. Okay.
That's what I do.
I think you're stirring it up.
I'm kind of a big deal. That's right. That would be the root cause of the stir.
You know what? I'm not paying that fine.
Just got doubled.
What? For?
Denial.
Why? Oh, denial.
How can you not have the money? You have 17 jobs.
Yeah, but none of them pay well.
Weekdays at 8 a.m. on TV 10.
Now shut the book on Will Ricketts. You can close his stat line. He went 2/3 of an inning, giving up 4 runs on 1 hit, striking out 2, and walking 3. Dylan McCartney back on the mound here as we go into the 6th. Back in with the play-by-play. Here is Matt Miller.
Well, ironically enough, the two guys have been working the whole game but can't get together on the first pitch of this top of the 6th inning. Brady Weaver goes out to talk with Dylan McCartney. We've got McCartney up to 85 pitches, so really stretching him out here in what may be his final appearance on the mound this season. The Hornets are scheduled to play here against Romney on Thursday night, also at 7 o'clock. We're planning to be here for that broadcast. But right now, Bob Kukin, our weatherman, says there's a front that will be moving through, and the weather conditions aren't looking great, although the groundskeeper is working hard to make sure that we'll be ready for that one. Well, action is underway as Colby Childs stands in the first pitch to him, high and tight for a ball. That next delivery, he swings and lines it foul down the right field line. That one out of play, and it's 1-1.
I don't know, after seeing that lip at second base, I don't know how hard he's actually working out here.
I think the case is he's drugged the infield so much with nothing else to do, it's created that lip. There's not as much dirt on the infield as there used to be. Fastball a little high and tight, and it's 2 balls and a strike now to Childs, who's 2 for 2 at the dish, a single and a double. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball down low and outside, 3 balls and a strike. You look back at McCartney, and he has walked just 1 but has hit a pair. He's also struck out 6 batters. He's ready, and the pitch, swing and a miss. Childs helped him out there. That one down low would have been ball 4. Instead, the count goes to 3-2. Speaking of ball 4, let's go back to that bottom half of the 5th inning. 3-ball, 2-strike delivery, up and in, and there is ball 4. So that will be the second walk allowed by McCartney. It's a leadoff walk for Childs. We'll bring up John Torre. Looking to that bottom of the 5th inning between Ricketts and Taylor, there were 44 pitches thrown in that half inning, and I only have 18 of those going as strikes, as walks were an issue, helping the Hornets to put 4 on the board. Torre, a right-hand hitter, hit by a pitch his last time up and gets out of the way of an inside pitch for ball 1.
Really just kind of tensed up there. Didn't bail out of the way too much. Just shortened that arm length a little bit.
Yeah, almost wore another one. Torre has also struck out. He is 0 for 1. Grounds this one up the middle. Could be 2. Oh, it bounces up into the chest of Sign. He scoops it, gets to second, and the relay throw to first is in time. Nice play. Sign to Anderson. Over to, I believe that might be Nick Reeves now out there at first base to be able to complete the double play.
And how often do you see the shortstop bobble a baseball and still able to turn a double play? It was very quick for Trey Sign. He blocked it right in front, was very quick to get to the baseball, quick flip, and a good turn by Chase Anderson. Good stretch at first by Nick Reeves.
So now it brings up Jack Taylor with the bases empty and 2 outs. He's been hit by a pitch, also struck out looking, and he'll take strike 1. By the way, the Big 12 presidents wrapping up their call. The league will continue to pursue playing this season, a schedule which was already prepared will be released in the near future. I've been waiting on that all weekend because supposedly it was going to come out Friday of last week, so they must have been holding it, waiting on this meeting today. 0-2 now that count to Taylor, and the 0-2 delivery hit foul down the right field line. We'll do it again at 0-2. So there you go. The Big 12, the ACC, the SEC, still all three seem to be saying they're going to push forward to play, while the Big 10 and the Pac-12 have decided not to play. We'll see how things continue. Part of the reason why everyone's going conference only, right? Because you don't know who's going to be ready. Jack Taylor taking low and outside. Now that 1-2 delivery in on his hands. He will bounce it foul. And wait a minute, that's not Taylor. Timeout. Once again, another substitution, Matt Sipe, who's been used earlier as a courtesy runner. My apologies. Didn't catch that on the number on the back of his jersey there. Should have. Too many things going on following news coming out of sports and everything else. So Matt Sipe getting his first at bat, gets out of the way of this 2-2 delivery, and the count has gone full. It's 3-2. So take back all that stuff I said about Taylor. Although it is true, he was hit by a pitch and struck out, but Taylor's not up there. It's Sipe standing in. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes, actually, and he lifts this one high pretty deep into right center field. Ranging back on it is Thomas Butka, and he's able to run it down. So Sipe gave it a charge, but Butka makes the catch. Fly out to center, ends the inning. There was a leadoff walk, but a double play followed. The fly out wraps it up, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning at Pico Faulkner Park after a 60-second break with your Hornets leading the Blue Ridge Generals 9-1.
Howdy, cowpokes. Do your business cards look like they were designed by a code roper? Well, this cowboy knows the advantage of dealing with folks the old-fashioned way. When you order printed material on the internet, you're stuck with what you get. But when you need printed material to look just right, you want to deal with folks you know. And that's what you'll find at Panhandle Printing and Design. Local folks that have been delivering results for years. They can help with everything from design to production of stationery envelopes, business cards, invitations, vinyl signs, banners, vehicle wraps, and a lot more. They can answer all your printing questions, and you can call them on the phone or hop on your horse and go see them, because they're your one-stop printing shop where they have something for everyone. Panhandle Printing and Design at 124 North Maple Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-267-7400. You can even find them online, too, if you want to. If you need printed materials, don't deal with some city slicker you'll never meet. Trust the folks at Panhandle Printing and Design.
It will be Camian Gonzalez who becomes the 4th pitcher tonight for the Generals. Gonzalez taking over for Jack Taylor. Taylor faced 3 batters to close out the bottom half of inning number 5. He gave up a hit, a walk, and then caught a line drive right back through the box. So he goes 1/3 of an inning with 1 hit allowed, no runs allowed. He walked 1 and did not strike out a batter. And now Gonzalez toes that pitching rubber going through his warm-ups. Have to try to see if we can figure out who's on first or who's where as this one continues. Colby Childs is the shortstop. We've got that, and it looks like Riley Vadaz is now playing at 3rd base. I'll give you the rest as we get going. Matt Williams, a late entry out onto the field at 1st base. Tyler Gilpin would be the due batter.
It is Sam Simpson going to be the batter.
There you go. So Sam Simpson swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1.
Or no, I'm sorry. It is still Gilpin. Simpson, my apologies. It'll be Simpson Wilson batting 2nd and 3rd in this inning.
Okay.
My apologies.
No, quite all right. You were just getting those changes as we were coming back onto the air. Next pitch down low. So Gilpin is the batter, and the count to him now evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So we do know that Sam Simpson will hit next.
And Liam Wilson standing in the hole.
This pitch from Gonzalez misses high, now at 2 balls and a strike. You go back to that 4-run 5th inning. You're looking at 4 base on balls Just a couple of hits to help to lead to those 4 runs. And again, 44 pitches thrown by 2 different pitchers. This one misses down and in. Now at 3 balls and a strike to Gilpin, who's been on base twice tonight. Had an RBI single in the first, a strikeout in the third, and reached on an infield single. Stole a base and scored in that 5th inning. Although that steal was an adventure. He swings at the 3-1 and fouls it out of play down the right field line. Yeah, he actually got picked off at first base, but managed to avoid the tag at second. Somehow.
Bill Ricketts laying on top of him at second base somehow got into that tag.
Swing and a miss at a good high fastball on the 3-2. Gilpin down on strikes and actually did get
Gilpin got a piece of it. That was a good squeeze at the plate.
Again, can't make the number out on our catcher for the Generals. It's a single digit. Might be Lyman. Could be an 8. Could even be Bailey. Yeah, and a number 3. You just can't tell.
I think it is a number 3. I'm putting my money down on 3.
Gonzalez with an off-speed pitch to start Sam Simpson, and it misses down low for ball 1. 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 4 in the 5th. That's 9 on the board for the Hornets. Swing and a miss at the 1-0. Now 1 ball, 1 strike.
Does McCartney come back and get the full game?
I don't think so. He's right at 100 pitches according to our pitch count.
After 15 in that last inning.
Yeah, I would say probably not. That 1-1 on the way. This one hit well into right center field. It's the right fielder moving back and reaching up makes the play. Nice grab by La Follette. He's made a couple of nice plays out there since moving into right field. Simpson gave that one a ride, but La Follette able to run it down. Ranging back and to his right, meaning he had to reach up and backhand that one. 2 outs, base is empty. It's not Ryan Fry, but who did you tell me?
Liam Wilson.
Liam?
Number 35 in your programs, number 1 in your hearts. Stepping in.
Liam Wilson. Swings and misses at strike 1. Wonder if he's one of the guys from the younger team moving up and getting an opportunity. I'm looking down through here. Do I see Liam Wilson?
He is. He's gotten some
2 at-bats
this year. Yep.
2. Still looking for his first hit. Takes this fastball on the inside corner.
No younger kids, part of the Musselman baseball program.
All right. Wilson down in the count, 0-2. Gonzalez trying to set him down in order, get his team up for the top of the 7th in need of 8 runs to tie it and keep it going. Swing and a miss at a high pitch on the 0-2. Wilson down on strikes. 2 Ks in the inning for Camian Gonzalez. He does set down the Hornets in order, and we will go to the top of the 7th. Final half inning of regulation with Gonzalez, Lyman, and Ollinger, the 3 due batters. We'll go there after this 60-second timeout with your score, the Hornets 9 and the Blue Ridge Generals 1.
Well, come on, and let us show you what we got. Come on, let us help you save a life.
If you're looking for exciting things to do, places to go, people to know, and places to eat too, come on and pick up the latest edition of Around the Panhandle magazine. That's where you'll find the unique ideas that will lead you to the luxurious lifestyle you're dreaming of. Pick up a copy of Around the Panhandle magazine today at any of the local Rock's convenience stores or find us online at AroundThePanhandle.com.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
We move to the top of the 7th inning. Storyline through 6. Are you ready? Hornets, 9 runs, 11 hits. They've committed an error, stranded 7, and left 6 in scoring position. The Generals, they have plated a run on 7 hits. They likewise have committed an error. They've stranded 7 while leaving 6 in scoring position. I mean, you look at those hit totals, you look at the errors, the left on base, pretty even game, but it's the Hornets out in front by 8 runs, a 9-1 lead. For the Generals, This is going to be Jack Taylor now standing in. Matt Sipe had hit for him to close out the 6th inning, but Taylor is now going to hit here in the 7th inning. Taylor down in the count 0-1, now fouls that 0-1 pitch back, and the count now at no balls and 2 strikes. So I'll be anxious to see if Camian Gonzalez comes up, and basically Sipe just kind of got added into the order.
And it looks like he's standing in that on-deck circle.
Next pitch, down low and in the dirt, bounces away from the catcher, Brady Weaver, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And by the way, Matt, go ahead, gloat.
Dylan McCartney is back on the mound, now getting ready to throw pitch 104. And at this point, this is probably going to be the last time he throws all summer. He's got some time to rest that right arm.
1 ball, 2 strike pitch, swing and a miss. It's dropped by Weaver, but the batter staying right there around the box after missing on that one, and Weaver's able to pick it up and apply the tag himself, and Taylor is out on strikes. Big strikeout for McCartney, his 7th on the ball game. The out officially recorded 2 unassisted as the catcher picks it up after dropping that 3rd strike. That's a chance where Taylor could have tried to advance to first but did not. Now Gonzalez, first pitch swinging, lifts one high and deep into left field. Left field arranging back, circling around, reaches up and makes the grab. It was an adventure out there for, I believe, still Gilpin, correct?
I believe so. Didn't get told otherwise.
So Tyler...
Tripp's been pretty good about telling us his substitutions.
Tyler Gilpin out there making the play as Gonzalez flies out to left. 2 outs now in the inning, and my scorebook is a mess. It should be, let's see, is it Ollinger? No, that's Luke Lyman. First pitch swinging, bounces it up the middle, a high hopper over the head of the pitcher. It's the shortstop Sign scooping that one up, but is thrown down low, gets by Reeves. He's unable to handle it at first, and Luke Lyman able to reach.
That one's going to go down as an E6 in the scorebook.
Yeah, more than likely.
Bounced in. Anything that hits the dirt is usually considered an error on the fielder who threw it.
All right, so now we can write in the name of Reagan Ollinger. As again, Matt Sipe just got placed into the middle of the order, and now we picked up right where we left off. So my score sheet, now everybody's 1 line down. McCartney misses inside to Ollinger with ball 1. So as I'm looking back, Reagan had a hit his last time up, so he's 1 for 2. Trying to keep this one going. 2 outs, runner at first. McCartney's pitch outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Reagan Ollinger. The Hornets trying to pick up win number 6 in a row, win number 9 of their last 10. They would improve to 15-5 with the victory. 2-0 on the way. Off that inside corner. 3 balls and no strikes. Riley Vadaz would be due next, unless somebody else gets inserted. I don't think anybody else can. I think, although Zach Rose is listed on the roster, we haven't seen him yet. So here is a pitch right down the middle for a strike.
Matt, how about welcome back Stanley Cup playoff hockey?
Yes.
The Blue Jackets and Lightning are about to go into their 5th overtime.
Tied at?
2.
Wow.
Nothing like playoff hockey.
The 3-1 pitch. That one is bounced foul in behind the plate. But I tell you, is that the late game of the day? Because the part now of being in the bubble is you're playing.
It's the middle game. The Flames played the, I think it was Dallas.
So now imagine you're sitting there waiting to play your next game.
Yeah, and it is an East game. It's the Hurricanes and Bruins.
Oh, man. That's got to be tough. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count now to Reagan Ollinger. Runner at first with his lead. He's off on the pitch. Pitch in on the hands, but Ollinger fights it off and fouls it to the backstop. We'll do it again at 3-2. Got anything new on the Nationals?
The Nationals up 2-1 in the top of the 6th. O's and Phillies are tied at 3. That game in the bottom of the 6th. Some tight ball games regionally.
Again, that 3-2 pitch, and this one misses outside. That is ball 4. McCartney issues the base on balls, so after a 2-out error, now a walk. Two are on base, as it will bring to the plate Riley Vadaz. Vadaz has struck out and lined into a double play. That was one that he hit hard at the first baseman and in behind a runner at first, where the runner has no chance after the first baseman, at that time Mason Lance, made the play. Swinging a foul tip on the first pitch. Hung on to by Weaver. It's 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Had the outside corner, but maybe just below the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. You do admit, even from our angle, you could see the glove of Weaver move.
Came up a little bit. Thought it was a decent frame by Weaver,
yeah,
though.
Absolutely. Now the 1-1 due. McCartney looking for the complete game. This 1-1 down low and outside certainly has not lost any velocity, it doesn't appear.
And I think going to get the complete game, barring any big issues here. Yeah. I think this is pretty much his to finish. He's got a nice 8-run cushion. You got to think that he's going to be able to get a out over the course of the next few batters.
2-1 pitch, just a bit high and away. 3-1. Is it a pitch or an pitch or a pitch? How technically in the English language, how do you say that? An out, a out, a.
I think it's an out.
An a.
I think it's a pitch.
A pitch. Well, this pitch, that's the way to get around that. Misses outside. The 3-1 delivery is ball 4. And all of a sudden, after the first 2 batters were retired on a grand total of 5 pitches, an error and back-to-back walks have allowed the Generals to load the bases. And let's see, it's Matt Williams who's due.
And Trip Tobin's walking out. He's got a glove in his hand. So either he's going to take the mound or he's bringing it out. So somebody else. And I believe with Nick Reeves being at first base, he was next in the rotation. So I believe he's going to be the one that goes on the mound.
All right. Yep, he was scheduled to be the next man in rotation.
And a tough one for Dylan McCartney. Not a tough one, but one you really would have liked to have finished.
Yep.
You got 20 of the 21 outs you need and just couldn't finish it.
Well, and you see the handshake and the quick hug there on the front slope of the mound from Trip Tobin, and you got to imagine that, yep, that'll be the last time McCartney gets a chance to be on the mound this season with just 1 game left for the Hornets, and that would come on Thursday. And now having thrown up over 100 pitches today, he has wrapped it up. But it looks like he is going to stay in.
He's probably just going to go over to first. Only 1 out needed. I don't think he can snag one at first. There's a ground ball somewhere.
Yeah, it looks like what will happen more than likely is Nick Reeves toes the pitching rubber, trying to close this one out. So what was your final total? That would be 4, 5, 6. Then we would add, that would be 13. Add another 5 would be 18. So 118 total pitches in this one. 69 of those for strikes. A couple of walks in this half inning would leave him with 4 walks and 2 hit batters. Meanwhile, Dylan McCartney added a strikeout in this half inning, so 7 Ks in what will be 6 2/3 innings. Right now, giving up just 1 run. And doing that on, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits.
Talk about being able to work out of some jams.
Yeah.
Give up 7 hits, and only one of those 7 hits, walking 4 and hitting 2 batters, and only one of those runs is across the plate so far. That is working out of some tough jams.
That's it. Yep, he's made pitches when he has needed to, after not being able to make some pitches when you might say he needed to. Reeves wrapping up his warm-ups. He's just trying to get the last out. It'll be Matt Williams. Now I got to go back through my scoring sheet and see if I can figure out what Williams did. He had an RBI single his first time up. Last time up, struck out looking at a 2-2 pitch. That was in the 5th inning. And, of course, some of their guys are not going to get quite as many at-bats because if you weren't here at the beginning, the Generals used an 11-man batting order as they added a pair of softball terminology, EHs, extra hitters, into the order. Still only played 9 in the field. No short fielder or anything like that. Reeves has finished. Williams is ready to step in. Bases loaded. You've got Lyman at third, Ollinger at second, Vadaz at first, and Williams at the plate. Reeves, a left-hander, ready to go with the first pitch of the at-bat. Here it comes on the inside part of the plate for strike one.
And that thing crossed the entire zone, didn't it?
It did.
It started up and away. You could tell fooled Brady Weaver a little bit as he wants to have a conversation. What in the world was that?
I wasn't looking for the knuckle curve.
That's what it looked like, didn't it?
Yeah, it had some funky movement, no doubt about it.
I don't know if that just came out of his hand wrong, but that thing had some quick drop and late movement, and it did look like a little bit of knuckle action coming in.
Reeves seemed to have a smile on his face
as trying out some new stuff.
As he and Weaver wrapped up the conversation.
Well, if we got a knuckleballer in the area, this is going to be fun.
Now the 0-1 pitches, too. I don't see that one a lot on the high school level. Any level, really. 0-1 delivery, down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike now to Williams.
Well, that's great knuckleballer. Was what, Tim Wakefield? He was the last consistent one. There's been ones since then, but I think the last guy that made a living on a knuckleball was Tim Wakefield.
Another quick visit to the mound. I remember going to an Orioles game. Springer was the last name. I can never remember the first name. He pitched for the then I think it was Anaheim Angels. And we sat down the left field line and had just a really neat angle of seeing the pitches. And it was the Moose, Mike Mussina, on the hill for the Orioles. And you saw this little white BB go in every time when he was on the hill. Ping, ping, and then Springer comes out and throws 50-mile-an-hour knuckleballs, and you could, almost count as the ball got to the plate. It was really unique from our angle to see the difference between that fastball and then that knuckleball. Well, the 1-1 pitch, as action is back underway, fouled to the screen just above us. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
With the long overtime game between Columbus and Tampa Bay, the Bruins-Hurricanes game now gets moved to 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Wow. The 1 ball, 2 strike delivery, a fastball from Reeves. That misses high. Now at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Capitals get back to action tomorrow at 3, the first game
supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly, unless the Bruins and Canes want to have their own 5 overtime game. But supposedly, it'll be the 3-6 matchup against the Islanders from Toronto tomorrow at 3 p.m. for the puck drop.
2-2 pitch again gets fouled away. This one to the netting to our right off the first base side behind home plate. Holding it 2 balls and 2 strikes to Matt Williams. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The Generals battling but need a lot to happen. Down 9-1 in their last at bat. 2-2 delivery. Off-speed pitch popped again. Foul. This one out of play as he gets over top of the netting. Nice at bat by Williams, just fighting off pitches, hoping for one he could drive somewhere, find a gap and bring in a couple. Rallies have to start somewhere, right? Perhaps started with a 2-out error. Back-to-back walks have them loaded, and now this 2-2 pitch down low and outside, it's gone full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Have no place to write in Mason LaFollette's name. To bat in the next spot.
We've run out of places to.
Runners on the move with a 3-2 pitch foul to straight back, and we'll do it again. 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Nick Reeves just trying to wrap this one up. No save opportunity, but trying to finish it out for Dylan McCartney, who went 6 2/3 innings. 9-1 the Hornet lead. Here comes the pitch on the 3-2. Again, the runners go. There is that pitch, and again fouled out of play. How about a 10-pitch at bat? Why not? It's a good battle going on right now.
Williams doesn't want this game to end quite yet.
Gotta love it. We are ready again with that 3-2 pitch. Again, the runners on the move, and here is a ball lifted in the air into right field and coming in and kind of falling while going for it, the right fielder. That one going to get by Simpson, and a couple of runs score, and let's make it 3 as the bases are cleared on what is going to end up being a double. And now we got to make sure that Simpson didn't hurt himself the way that he was coming in on that one and kind of fell/dove for it and may have stoved up either his wrist or his forearm or his elbow. Not sure if he just didn't get a real good read on it or what.
I think it was a last-second decision to dive for the baseball. is what it looked like. It looked like he was coming in at an angle that he was going to try to run underneath it at the last minute. As, yeah, he's holding that either wrist, forearm, or elbow.
Yeah, it looks more like the elbow, the way that he's coming off. Who's going out into the field? Looks like Ryan Fry. So that'll go down as a double and 3 runs batted in. Coming off the bat of Matt Williams in what proves to be, a 10-11 pitch at bat. As it scored Lyman from third, Ollinger from second, Vadaz from first. And the Generals trying to mount a rally. Now trail 9-4. Still have that runner at second base, and this should be Mason LaFollette. And it is. He swings through a high fastball for strike 1. All right, now I got to start writing in another column.
Should have done it on a separate piece of paper like I was doing.
Yes. Well, I kind of messed myself up as the half inning was starting, expecting it to maybe go quicker than this. It was my own fault. The 0-1 on the way, that went down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. So looking back at LaFollette, he has had a single and a ground out to second, up for a third time. LaFollette had been the number 9 batter in the 11-man batting order. Now I guess technically the number 12 man, because somehow Matt Sipe got added into the middle of the lineup in that 6th inning.
He felt like having that bat.
1-1
That's
pitch.
the way it was going today.
High and outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Flyer was a little late for the national anthem.
167th airlift wing has an aircraft flying over as this pitch to LaFollette misses high, and it's now 3 balls and a strike. All of a sudden, we can't get the last out the way this one is playing. You don't want this ball to keep rolling for the Generals. 3-1 on the way. That one misses high, and there's ball 4. Look at that. With 2 outs in the inning, and the base is empty, an error, a walk, a 3 RBI double, another walk. And now, let's see who's coming up this time. Connor Bailey again. So Connor Bailey to the plate. All Bailey did was double deep into the right center field gap back in the 5th inning. Batting in the number 11 spot in the order. Bailey takes a pitch, a fastball that misses high for ball 1.
If you're Nick Reeves, just put one over the heart of the plate. Defense has been pretty good behind you so far today, or behind what was Dylan McCartney for the majority of this game.
I would say
let them do the work.
This pitch high, 2 balls and no strikes. As I look through a normal score sheet, the man due next would be Trevor Wright out of the leadoff spot, who technically would be the 9th man to hit in the order. So they would be right on the verge of hitting around, but not really, because there's actually 11 guys in the order. So they haven't hit around, right? 2-0 delivery misses high and outside, 3 balls and no strikes.
It's one of the most unique score sheets that
oh my goodness,
like I've ever had.
When I look at this one a year from now, I will not be able to follow it, I don't think.
Will not be able to tell you how this 7th inning went.
And usually you're supposed to be able to do that, right? You know, you get done a game and you can follow that score sheet. 3-0 pitch. Taken for a strike. 3-1 now to Connor Bailey. 2 outs and 2 on. Runners at first and second. 3 runs in the inning. 9-4, though. The Hornets lead. They're just an out away from wrapping it up.
Been that way for quite a few batters now.
This pitch popped up foul territory, first base side, and will get back out of play. Right in that on-deck circle, had to move as Brady Weaver came over, and so too first baseman Dylan McCartney. Catcher and first baseman converge, but it's out of play. Now the count is full 3-2.
And this is now the 3rd time we've been a strike away from the game ending with 2 outs.
3rd time the charm? We'll find out. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a pop-up right around home plate.
Weaver lost it.
Yep, Weaver lost it.
It got out of play anyway.
It does get back out of play just behind us. So the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I couldn't tell either from our vantage point. It went straight up in the air.
It looked like where it went up, it was just going to come straight back down.
Yeah.
It looked like one of those fungos that you practice before the game.
Yeah, without Weaver really making a move, I was wondering.
He must have seen something we did off the bat,
or he just didn't pick it up.
But there was never an attempt really to pick the baseball up
Yeah.
when he popped up out of his stance.
So another 3-2 pitch is due to Bailey. Reeves is ready. The runners their leads at first and second. Huge lead out at second base, and Reeves is not ready as he steps off the pitching rubber.
At that point, I think Matt Williams might as well just start walking to third base.
Just go. Take it.
He was already 45 feet.
Everybody seems to be ready, and the payoff pitch. 3-2 on the way. Swinging a pop-up foul again. It's going to get back out of play. Good grief, we've already had, what was that, an 11, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, an 11 pitch at bat by Matt Williams before he had the double to drive in 3. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat for Bailey. Nobody wants to go home.
Season's running out. Only so much more baseball to play.
That's it. Again, that 3-2 delivery, runner's on the move, and the pitch down and in, and another base on balls. So the bases are loaded for yet another time in this inning. And this late in the season could be our last broadcast. Let's again bring up our... No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Won't go to the bases loaded riddle. Trevor Wright stands in.
Don't chuckle down there. It only encourages him.
No, I'm not going to do it, I promise. First pitch down low, ball 1 to Trevor Wright. Wright has popped out to second. He's drawn a walk, has also flied out to left, up for a 4th time. My score sheet is now all the way over into the 8th inning with scribbles here and scratches there and names written into certain columns that normally weren't there. Swing and a miss. Count now 1-1. Trying to piece everything together. It has been a challenge.
COVID Summer League baseball at its finest.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch. That fastball misses high. Now at 2 balls and a strike. Nick Reeves has faced 3 batters since coming in. He's given up the double and 2 walks. 4th batter that he is facing at the plate now. And this 2-1 pitch, a little up and away. 3 balls and a strike. Reeves was scheduled to be the second man in, even if it had been earlier in this game. And yet another flyover. A 3 ball, 1 strike pitch. Misses high and outside. That is ball 4. That is 3 consecutive base on balls. This one will drive in a run as it will score Matt Williams from third. You now have LaFollette at third, Bailey at second, Wright at first. 4 runs in the inning. 9-5 is the score. And Trip Tobin once again out of the dugout off the third base side, ready to make the pitching change, and in doing so will make some other defensive substitutions as well. As all of that goes on, we're going to take a break so we can figure some things out, see if we can come back and wrap this one up. Yeah, we are in the top half of inning number 7, and the Generals will not go quietly. 4 runs on the board in this top of the inning. They've got the bases loaded. There are 2 outs. The Hornets 1 out away from wrapping this one up. We'll see if we can get that out after a 60-second break. Your score, the Hornets 9 and the Generals 5.
Rumors are flying. There's this big merger everyone is talking about. 2 real forces in the world joining forces. This is big stuff, but it's all rumor. Is this merger really going to happen? If so, when? Where? Who else is involved? Mergers of this stature affect a lot of people. At Bechtel Jewelers, we say, sir, it's time to confirm the rumors. This is Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. It's true. People are talking about you and that woman you're so crazy about. It's so obvious to everybody that you're meant for each other. And yes, talk about 2 forces in the world. You, her, watch out, world. So get in here. Let's find the diamond and the setting, just perfect for her, just what she's dreamed of. Then get back to her pronto. Down on one knee, open that little box, say those few words. She'll probably say more than a few back. Of course, when she sees her diamond, she might not be able to say anything at all, except the one word that confirms that beautiful merger. And then spread the news, confirm the rumors. This merger is happening. Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood.
Find them online at BechtelJewelers.com.
All right, we're back again at P.O. Faulkner Park. Third pitcher of the night for the Hornets will be Thomas Budka. Matt, what was the stat you gave me as we were trekking through the numbers during that timeout?
3 walks, no strikeouts, 1 hit, only 1 run so far, but 3 on the base paths that could belong to Nick Reeves, and a whopping 0.0 innings pitched. Statistically.
Give me the stat, though, of the inning. How many
7
straight?
batters have now reached base with 2 outs in the inning, 3 of which were down to their last strike. Not that we're keeping track of those things or anything.
But we are. Nick Reeves, as you were saying, did not retire a batter. Faced 4, gave up a hit and walked 3. By the way, Dylan McCartney's night finishes with actually 4 runs allowed, although the last 3 came without him being on the mound. He's over at first. At least he was. I think Reeves went back to first, as now Kobe Childs stands in and swings and fouls strike 1 into the backstop. Bases do remain loaded.
Throw strikes, Budka.
Well, Follett, Bailey, Wright are your base runners. 0-1 to Childs. That one down low and in.
Not a strike there, Budka.
1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, but you still got to go through your pitches. Come on.
Yep.
You're trying to hit some locations and keep a batter off balance.
Only so many innings left for you to throw this year. I get it.
You don't get a chance to come in on this level very often and throw like 3 straight 110-mile-an-hour fastballs and blow it by guys like they do sometimes on the big league level. 1-1 pitch. I think you got a piece of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
As your child, you're going, man, I don't want to be the one to end this little run we're having here. I want to be the 8th straight to reach with 2 outs.
And that 1-2 pitch high and outside glances off the mitt of Weaver, and another run is going to score. LaFollette able to cross as the count goes to 2-2. The other base runners advance as well as Bailey goes to third and Wright goes to second. Another run on the board. It's 9-6. 5 runs have scored in this top half of the 7th inning.
And the tying run at the plate.
Oh, my goodness. Could we see a game-tying home run on a 2-2 pitch?
At this rate, I'm willing to say anything's possible.
What the heck? Could be the last game of the season. Let's make it a doozy. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch is due. Thomas Budka is ready. So too is Childs. Here's that break even. Down in the dirt. That one bounces to the backstop, and another run scores. Count goes to 3-2. And another run still 90 feet away. Oh, my goodness. 6 runs in the frame. It's a 9-7 Hornet lead.
I'm going to compare this to Little League. This reminds me of the game we called at Moorfield last year. You know which game I'm talking about, don't you? Jefferson
yes.
and Martinsburg out at Moorfield after the monsoon in Petersburg moved the game.
And the 5th straight trip up there.
Yep.
3-2 delivery on the way, taken for a called strike 3, and this one is finally over. Wow. Hey, give the Generals credit. They were not going to go down easily as they put 6 on the board in their final at bat and had a game-tying run at the plate. But Budka gets the pitch that he needed to get the strikeout and bring it to a close as the Hornets top the Generals by a final score of 9-7. We take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and wrap it up with a brief post-game show. It's Hornets baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
9-11, 1, 7, and 6. And
for the General 7, 8,
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face. When someone
8
close
and 7. Yep, because they left.
Only one on scoring position in the second.
Passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
At some point, got to be able to throw strikes. I just,
Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring has restored hardwood floors and solid premier flooring in this area for over 25 years, providing a wide range of services, including floor sanding and refinishing and floor coverings. When you're looking for reliable professional flooring services from a company you can trust, you can count on us. Schedule a visit to our well-stocked showroom today, then get a free estimate on your flooring project.
On the board in the bottom of the first.
It did. They put 3 on very early, and then until the 5th, they had a couple of runs throughout in the middle there, but it really was a well-played game all the way until that 5th inning when the Hornets broke it open for a 9-1 lead. At that point, it was a Generals run in the second that got them their lone run, a run in the second and 4th leading up to that 4-run 5th inning for the Hornets, and 9-1 going into the top of the 7th inning, and you're thinking, all right, Dylan McCartney's rolling. He's going to come out. He gets 2 very quick outs in that 7th inning.
You were thinking he was going to come out. I wasn't. I'm thinking he was rolling.
I'm sorry. When I meant come out, I meant comes out
of the game.
My apologies. But he comes out, and in the 7th inning, he comes out, gets 2 outs in the first 5 pitches, and then 8 straight come to the plate with 2 outs in the inning, 4 of which were down to their last strike. And the Generals, give him credit, did not go away quietly. It was 6 runs in the top of the 7th, but just ran out of steam as the game went on. So Dylan McCartney does get the win, but it was a little more challenging towards the end than I think most people were expecting.
And with all the craziness, both starting pitchers end up being the pitchers of record in this one, as McCartney goes 6 2/3, gave up officially 4 runs on 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 2 hit batters. He gets the win. Colby Childs, he'll take the loss, allowing 5 runs on 9 hits in 4 innings. He struck out 4, walked 1, and hit 1, and frankly deserved better.
Yeah.
A lot of those 9 hits were bleeders, Texas leaguers, bloopers, found holes somewhere.
Yeah, and again, that's baseball for you.
Yes,
we saw a couple of very good plays made in the field tonight, and we saw hits that there's no way should have dropped in on any night, and that's just the way baseball is. It's a fun game, but it is the most bass-ackwards game on the face of the planet in that regard.
You're looking at Mason Lance, who had a 2 RBI double as a key hit in the first inning for the Hornets. A 2 RBI single for Trey Sine, who actually went 3 for 3, was also hit by a pitch and drove in 3. And Ben Bartles had 2 hits in 3 at-bats, also drew a bases-loaded walk, so he had a couple of runs batted in. Solid production from those guys to help lead the Hornets. And how about Matt Williams with that bases-clearing double in the 7th inning, as most of their damage was done then. You had the 2-out RBI single as well from Matt Williams back in that 2nd inning, so he clearly paced the offense for the Generals. Final totals look like this for the Hornets: 9 runs on 11 hits, committing 1 error. They strand 7, 6 in scoring position for the Blue Ridge Generals. 7 runs on 8 hits with an error. They left 8 on base, 7 in scoring position. As we mentioned, McCartney the win, Childs the loss. Time of the game, 2 hours and 22 minutes. We would have the Generals now unofficially at 8-9 through 17 games, according to their Game Changer page online. Meanwhile, the Hornets pick up yet another win, number 6 in a row. Number 9 in their last 10 games, and they improved to 15-5 with the victory. All right, the Generals will wrap up their summer season with a tournament in Bridgeport coming up this weekend. They're going to take a few weeks off, and Coach Smith saying they're coming back for some fall ball. Meanwhile, for the Hornets, they are scheduled to wrap up the season on Thursday, weather permitting, right back here against an old rival in Romney.
Should be a regional championship, if you will, if we were playing American Legion baseball. That not the case, but playing for the COVID belt or the COVID mask, if you will, is what should have been a regional championship. Right now, a big weather pending, although the chance of rain has gone down. Just now, a 50% chance of storms. I know it was upwards of 70 earlier in the week, so maybe we'll get that one in.
Trip Tobin texting to me yesterday said it will be the 2020 Region 4 COVID Championship on Thursday night between Romney and the Hornby Hornets. Again, that game time is at 7. We look to be here again, weather permitting, and bring it to you with our pregame around 6:45. Well, stay tuned. We'll get back into regular programming coming up on both Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Thanks to each member of our broadcast crew. We've got, Donnie back at the studio as our engineer and producer. We've got Natalie running our on-site production through our Sling system. We've got John Alderton, our steady cameraman, and along with Matt, I am Matt. He's a Crawford, I'm a Miller, and that wraps it up for tonight. We will say your final score, the Hornets 9 and the Blue Ridge Generals 7. Until next time, so long, everyone.
You've been listening to Hornby Hornets Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. All rights reserved. We now return to regular programming.